That was the Rhino of the first squad, though.
I know. Hey everyone, I'm Alexis the Ego Queen. Love me? I know you do. Anyway, welcome back to Queen's Court. In the last episode, Boltavarius Tarvok sat in the truck with his banjo. And nothing else really interesting happened, but I'm sure Viggy has a better explanation of it.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Biggie the GM, and welcome back to the Queen's Court. Once again, we will be down a player, but this time Prete will be unable to make it, so Harold will be
In the
otherwise
truck,
occupied.
playing the banjo.
We'll see. When we last left our heroes, Rosalina requested that the Ogren be sent to a nearby Munitorum depot, and Crimson sends 2 of his men to take them in a pair of cargo 8. Word gets passed that another truck has been spotted on the Habway. Polonia and Lorisian take the Velocity bike and shadow the truck until they arrive at the chem plant. Lorisian jumps off and infiltrates the facility and finds a collection of strange cultists. Scattered among the familiar songers are a collection of barbarian guardsmen that Lorisian does not recognize. Rosalina is able to lie to the gate guard and backs her cargo 8 up to the loading area. Harold exits in a surge of violence. The warband rushes in, and Harold gets met with a full hail of shots from the primitive black powder weapons of Frax. Finishing the fight, Rosalina interrogates the remaining cultist, who tells her that Tormus is hiding in the Cold Reaches, a relatively unknown area of the Underhive. Now the warband prepares to enter the Underhive once more, from the ominous Purity Gate. And the last time we left off, you had just got off the Vox with both Captain Niels, or Katian.
Yep, and we got the location of where this place is, right?
Well, you haven't actually gone into the sanctuary outpost. You still are one quote-unquote map away from knowing where to go.
Alright, I'm gonna exit the vehicle itself, and I'm assuming the Oath Captain is here.
She is, no doubt, still in her office.
I'm
if
gonna
she isn't at work.
go in and, well, I'm going to just walk in.
Indeed. Is anyone going to shadow her?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll assume all this. Here's one.
Alrighty. As you walk through the now familiar sanctuary outpost, you make your way immediately to the office of Oath Captain Katian Niels, which has not changed much, except for the fact that there is more data slates and scrolls scattered all about. Work does not seem to abate, ever. And there you find her sitting at a simple plastic chair, going through the daily grind. She looks up, and her pale face and black hair still as bedraggled and unkempt as last time you saw it, though she seems to have made a desperate attempt to rein it in with a rubber band.
I'm gonna reach into my bag really quickly and pick out a brush and hand it to her.
I really don't have time for that.
You're going to need it. Anyway, we need to find the Cold Reaches.
Yes, hold on, I had the slate here somewhere. She ruffles through a bunch of slates on her desk. And says, here we go. This is what little information we have on the Cold Reaches. It is by no way complete. And she hands it over to you.
Tarvok can more than likely determine a location from this.
Hopefully. We honestly have no reason to go down there, and what little info we have is from some servo skull probes that were sent down and managed to send some info back.
Good. Then I don't need to tell you not to follow us.
No, you don't. And honestly, I prefer it that way. As she says that, a junior sanctuary bursts through the door and says, "Oath Captain, we got a fire at the chem plant, we gotta go." Never a dull moment. And Oath Captain Niels stands up, reaches for her helmet, and walks out. close the door when you leave.
I'm just gonna nod my head.
As she is about to step out, she halts and looks over her shoulder and says, "You didn't happen to cause that, did you?"
No, we haven't.
Roll deceive.
Wait, did we? Oh yeah, I think I did.
Yes.
Did you not burn that place that you just came from?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you used your brazier to burn all the bodies.
Oh, in that case, no, that was not us.
Roll deceive. Oh boy.
Hmm.
Remember, she will roll scrutiny against you.
I am going to use a fate.
There you go.
Fuck. I mean, oops.
Can we say that I assisted her? No, I didn't say anything.
That doesn't help. Even if you had assisted her mope, she still would have gotten 5 degrees of success.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna say, no, not at all.
Oath Captain Niels narrows her eyes at you and then walks out.
And as she leaves, Tarvik says, "Finally, go do some work."
She does not reply.
Actually, while we're here, can I look around to see if I see Mr. Ginner Klain?
Genner Klain?
Do I notice him around?
If he is at this station, roll an awareness with a +10.
Starting off with 2 failures.
There you go. You look around, and no, you are unable to spot Mr. Klain at this sanctuary outpost. Neither outside or inside. You did not spot him on the way in, and there's no trace of him here.
Okay, as expected.
Tarvok,
Oh, yes, Mom.
here are the notes. Go over it and try to determine us a location. Liversian, check this office for anything. But try to leave it in the same condition that we've arrived here in.
Sounds like a scrutiny test and an awareness test. Knight, roll for me scrutiny against your intelligence. Can you even do that on those sheets?
Should be. No, I can roll scrutiny against fellowship or perception. Wait, wouldn't this be logic more?
Not necessarily. Like, the damn Roll20 sheets, I wish they could have more options for alternate characteristics.
Well, I have a point in scrutiny, so I just roll a flat intelligence test.
Oh, you have a single. Oh, yeah, you have a single point. So it's just an intelligence test for you then.
Got it.
There you go.
Rosalina, ever the ditzy one.
Nope.
And then you want me to roll awareness to look on the
Yeah.
office?
Roll awareness to look around for stuff.
Nope. I'm gonna roll that.
Oh, No.
I'm also going to reach out with my senescience, and that didn't work either. You know what? Fuck it. Damn it. I swore twice. Okay.
You're just not finding anything. However, as
Ooh, I do find something with awareness.
we'll see. So, as Tarvok goes over the data slate, speed reading as he goes, he is able to confirm that Oath Captain Niels was not kidding when she said that this was incomplete. Most of the region that has been mapped out ends in all sorts of dead ends, loops, and roundabouts, and he's able to divine a way to get there, but what is down there he is completely unable to tell you. A note. He finds a note that explains that the name of the place comes from the fact that, for some reason, the temperature drops by a marked degree.
Now, Viggy, being that that's just what they mapped out. I have a multi-compass. Would that assist us in mapping it out personally?
If you were to map it out yourself, then yes, you could go down there and start filling out the blank edges.
So I kind of write down on my data slate to make that like a little side goal to map as much as possible.
Indeed. So, and Rosalina, with that awareness test, you look around, and as you are quickly skimming through the various scrolls on the table, you find that there is an arrest warrant out for Crimson.
I'm gonna read the reason for it.
Reason appears to be vandalism, murder, and jaywalking.
Jaywalking. He always seemed like a rough scallion. I'm gonna fold the paper and take it with me.
Looking at the party, and based on the meteor or the temperature data, just looking at them, are they prepared for the kind of cold we're about to go into?
Not even close.
Lady or Lockwood.
Yes.
Based on the data, we are currently not prepared to travel through the cold reaches in our current attire. Some cold weather gear will be absolutely mandatory.
I'm gonna reach into my my bag once more and just pull out the other dress. No, this won't do either. I'm just gonna put it back in.
Vicky, are we talking like Arctic here?
We're kind of talking Arctic here.
Yeah.
So,
It's as cold as Iceland.
Well, Iceland isn't that cold.
That's
It's
Greenland.
It's as cold as I think Iceland is.
You're thinking of Greenland.
I
Nope.
was gonna say if it's like northern cold, it might Larissa might be okay because he grew up on a very very cold planet.
Do you have resistance cold?
No, I don't because I never took it.
Yeah,
I
you
never
should,
took it.
you should have gotten that.
And I looked at them. Thalia, do you have how well versed are you in cold environments?
Not very. I'll have to get a heavier coat.
Heavier coat, boots, warm socks. Always bring about 3 or 4 pair, or to swap them out regularly.
I'll keep that in mind.
So, any idea what we could acquire? We could check the scrap markets, or we could head higher. That's up to you, really.
I'm gonna walk up to one of the guards.
Sanctuaries, you mean?
Yep. Where can we acquire cold weather gear?
Roll for me inquiry.
Can I assist?
You can.
Oh god.
+10.
Yeah, right on the money.
Yeah. So you ask around, and you're able to. You ask around, and one of the oath sergeants is able to tell you that. Actually, he tells you, follow him, and he walks down closer to where the mortuary is currently located, and he opens up what looks to be a closet of some sorts, and inside is the what's the room called? Confiscated items storage? I forget what the name for that is.
Oh my god, I know the name of it. It's in like every single show ever.
Yeah, I'm completely blanking. Is anyone here able to tell me what this is? Or
Evidence.
Evidence. There we go. Evidence locker. He goes to the. He opens up what appears to be the evidence locker, and he walks into the back, and he shows you what appears to be a whole bunch of fur-lined clothing. So, yeah, we've been keeping this for a few years now. Nothing actually came of the cases, and honestly, they're just in the way. We don't need them.
So you would say the cases went cold then?
Making that joke, Larissa will kind of jab Tarbuck in the side with his elbow.
You know, I will have to ask you to roll a toughness test for that one.
Ooh.
Roll a toughness test for jabbing Tarwak.
He's a living
Oh,
taser.
goodness. Yeah, I just remembered.
I'm made of titanium. I don't believe you are.
I'm 40% dolomite.
I was thinking that too. You gonna sell your body, Tarvok?
As you jab into Tarvok, you hit him right on one of his flatter surfaces, and you can feel the. And all that really happens is you bump your elbow a bit, though no pain.
And when he does that, I say, I don't know why he did that, but put it there, and I extend my first set of arms to Larisian. A hand of friendship.
Loris will kind of raise an eyebrow and shake his hand.
Activate Luminous Capacitor. Activate Luminous Capacitor.
The old shocky fingers never gets old.
I'm just gonna look back at these two. Thalia, which one should I take? This one or this one? And I'm holding up two very elegant, long, and winter dresses.
One is red, one is blue.
I would say that I think the red one would fit you more.
Yes. I was thinking that too. It would match my hair and go with my eyes. Although this one looks a bit more fancy. I think I'll take both regardless, but I think I'm going to wear this one.
Though, you might not want to put it on just yet. It is still average temperature in the gallows way.
So, I take both of them. Oh, and Polonia, this one would look splendid on you. And I'm going to pull out a almost red synth suit that has fur on it. That's actually, like, very elegant.
Wait, I have to wear a suit and you get a dress. No, I'm getting a dress. I'm not wearing pants.
Well, yeah, it's a body glove-ish thing, right, Alexis?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was actually making an Evangelion reference.
Oh God, how did I miss that?
Wow, that went straight over your head, Mope.
Yeah.
You want to wear the Evangelion jumpsuit? No, I don't want to wear pants. What have I done?
You said no. No take backsies. So,
I guess I won't get into the robot after all.
Unfortunately, I reject your advances, Mope.
Can I not advance?
I'm gonna put it back and pick out another dress for, like, an actual dress for you.
Yes,
You
this
know
one
what?
appears to be more Polonia's size.
You know what? Both of these would be good, because if one gets damaged, you have the other.
I could wear one on top of the other as well. Layers probably won't hurt.
That you may overheat from that.
Here, but not in the cold reaches.
Depends, but probably not. You should take as much as you can. Lorisian, there is what appears to be a fur jacket of some exotic animal.
Ooh, yeah. I was gonna say if is there like anything like big. Yeah, they'll kind of.
It is big.
over
It
to
is
it.
goofy. And what color do you want it to be in?
Midnight blue, like so dark blue it's almost black.
Oh, wait, are we like talking like pop some tags kind of coat?
Kinda.
Larisian, I will never understand your sense of fashion.
He
I'll
only
look
wears
her
the
up.
most popped of collars.
Well, I prefer things that are more, well, baggy. It's more comfortable. Sure, fashion is fashion, and it's nice to look good, but it's also nice to be comfortable while looking good.
And you're telling me that this is not comfortable.
It looks very uncomfortable, to be honest.
I just worry about loose clothing getting caught on things. It could interfere.
I'm gonna toss the clothing over towards Polonia.
Indeed. If someone could collect all of those and put him in a backpack, that'd be great. Actually, Alexis is probably best suited for that since she
Wait.
has
Piggy, I need boots. I just realized my feet are gonna get cold.
night. You can be quiet now.
Yes, sir.
That took me a second. Alright, so I'm going to put all the clothing into one of the travel backpacks that I have, and then on my backpack is going to be my extra clothes.
Actually,
No.
do I need cold weather gear, or am I pretty much good? Like most of my.
I have watched Full Metal Alchemist, so I'll be the one to explain this one.
There's still a bit of
Yeah, so
torso.
you're metal. The metal gets
Though
cold and it's going to
you will
cause
have
frostbite.
to. It's a shame that there's no one with that no one has a trade tailor, because I'm pretty sure that if you want anything to fit on Tarbok, you're going to need some holes punched through it.
I just need some antifreeze.
Antifreeze.
Yeah.
Because he's a car.
Does
I'm
he have
Tarbok.
You know what? If you go like, you know what? Screw it. There's antifreeze in the cargo 8. If you drink that, you're pretty much set.
He has to drink it.
He has to drink it.
Does he have to pass a toughness test when he drinks it?
Is
Probably.
Pre going to try to steal it from him?
If he was here, he'd probably try to, but I'm gonna say no.
And now I just imagine Tarbok with like little crochet things around his spider legs.
God damn it.
You know, I'm really tempted to take Trade Taylor now just to make funny things for Tarvok.
And a beanie hat.
I'll take a hat.
Is it over his hood? Or is it over or under his hood?
It's under my hood, like covering like my bald head.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, and that cranial armor probably isn't gonna do you any favors. So, with map and code.
Hang on.
What?
I'm going to get a small coat for Riza and some boots.
Fair enough. Actually, you're going to have to roll a requisition plus 30 to see if you can find anything. Well, influence plus 30. This is going to be a luck test to see if you can find it. Yes, you could have failed that, but it was unlikely. So, rummaging through the cold weather gear in the evidence locker, you are able to find, for some reason, children's clothing. They must have been part of some bust or something.
That's terrifying.
Or somebody was killed. Or somebody had a child and killed the child.
Well,
Whoa.
I mean, it is a hive. That stuff is common.
And
sadly.
probably ate the child.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what would have happened to them anyway, right? That's what the whole point of the charnel houses is.
well, you know, it will be a mystery for the ages, truly.
I
When,
heard
s-
I
when
think I got
suddenly
outside.
what happened to Riza doesn't seem so bad.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
is there a guy outside yelling smooth and green as people?
Anyway, we get the stuff, we get back into the cargo 8. Let's get going.
Indeed. As you roll up to the purity gate itself, one of the sanctionaries holds up his hand and says, "All right, we'll open the gate, but I'm afraid to tell you, this is the end of the line."
What do you mean?
This is where the road stops.
You're right.
He's being quite literal.
I guess it's time for us to proceed on foot.
You, as you remember from the last time you went through here, sure, you probably would be able to make it a few hundred feet going forward, but the cargo 8 would have some serious issues trying to get through the dilapidated tunnels that is the Underhive.
What about the bike?
The bike
I'm gonna leave that with the truck.
could, but once again, it's not an off-road bike, so it no doubt would get probably just its tires punctured or something.
In that case, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'd make it like a wrong turn, chasing someone, and the bike would slide out, and that would be the end of me.
Yeah, probably.
Indeed. So, and I look to Rosalina. If you'd like, I can call one of my men to take the cargo weight back to the mansion?
No. Discard the cargo weight. It's not important to us.
Well, then I will have we will take the cargo weight back to the foundry, and take the bike back to the mansion.
Tarvak, have one of your men take the cargo weight and destroy it.
Very well. And I sent out a call telling them to dismantle the cargo weight and to take the bike back to the mansion.
Excellent. And they are going to dismantle it at the foundry.
Oh no, I don't want them to bring it to the foundry.
Why not?
That's dangerous.
Is it?
Yes, bring it on the road, have an accident, have the thing get destroyed.
You can turn it into spoons.
If anybody is tracking us, they'll know that we traveled in a cargo 8. The best bet is to actually destroy the vehicle.
Wouldn't that attract more attention?
Whatever, just bring it to the foundry and have it taken apart.
It is gone now.
Yeah, it is literally being turned into spoons and sold.
Wait, how angry are these spoons?
They are very angry and they keep shouting about something about awareness.
What about trees? Do they have an innate hatred of trees?
Yes, they do.
Alright.
So, with that, the sanctuary in front of you shouts up to one of the bastias, and you can hear the creaking and rumbling of the purity gate as it gets pulled up on its hinges? No, not hinges. Belt. There we go. As it gets pulled up on the belt and thumps into place with a roof-shaking thunk. Before you, once again, lies the Underhive. Who's taking the first step?
I am.
Alrighty.
I will follow after.
Alrighty. So, as you head down into the Underhive, you're once again greeted with the familiar sight of absolutely no illumination, the sometimes overwhelmingly stale air, or sometimes no air at all in places. You take a distinctly different path from when you went to the gantry, and you start descending very far until your breaths become visible in front of you. And with that, zoom in.
I swear, if we see any Wendigos.
If you see anyone...
Any Wendigos.
Oh god.
Oh, goodness.
Those are actually in 40k, by the way.
They are?
Yes.
That's interesting. I'll have to look it
terrifying.
up later.
Yeah.
That is true.
I take a Death World.
No, I think they're actually they're like vampires in this universe. They're just an animal.
You do realize that there are vampires in this universe.
That's what I said.
Yeah, they're a form of demon, though. Right? Vampires are demons, at least, right?
Yeah.
No,
Vampires
vampires in this universe are not demons.
Well, there are two different types. I know of two different, at least.
Yeah, Death World vampires are literal, just giant bat humanoids that, like, drink blood. They're not demons. They're a creature.
Jesus.
Well, yeah. There are two kinds.
Anyway.
It's even more terrifying than the demon.
Yeah.
Somehow giant bat people doesn't scare me like demons do.
Yeah, bad people,
Indeed.
whatever.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You have now walked for a good 10 hours. And, remember to keep track of the healing.
Well,
guessing-
it's been, I'm pretty sure it's been over 24 hours for everyone.
I'm also going to take away two
no.
flamer...
It
two flamer cells.
Actually, it hasn't, because you went immediately from that fight into this.
So how long was it for us to drive to the, Oath Captain?
Roughly 3.
So it's been 13 hours? No, because how long did it take us to get to the cold reaches after that? And how long were we there with that woman?
You just got here.
Yeah, no, you said we've been in here for 10 hours, on top of the 3 hours it took us to get to the Oath Captain, and then how long did it take us to get from the Oath... How long were we talking to the Oath Captain, and how long did it take us to get from there to here?
Like,
to the cold reaches.
If I was generous, I'd add an extra hour to that, so 14 hours since you healed Harold.
Okay.
Right.
So, what was that about the flamer cells?
I'm taking away 2 flamer cells, one to keep the servo skull with the sacred incense burner going, and one for my brazier of holy fire.
Fair enough.
Because I kept everything illuminated as we walked.
So, as you walk through the frozen tunnel and enter what appears to be a gigantic cavern of some description, I am going to need everyone to roll a toughness test with a +20 for the cold weather gear.
Lovely.
That's a reroll.
Rosalina, right on the money. Larissa not caring. Do you want to roll for Harold just to say that he's following us?
Yeah, let's have him roll. So
I have a question. How cold is it, like, where we are right now?
it is pretty bone-chillingly cold.
So, yeah, as we walk...
As the cold air is gnawing away at you, you snug yourself tighter in your cold weather clothing and carry on. However, you find yourself standing in the aforementioned described cave, and I will need everyone to roll an awareness test to see. Auspex does help here.
Victor, do I get a plus to the cold weather because of the brazier that I'm literally carrying with me?
Well,
which is a heat source.
I mean, are you warming yourself up against it?
You know how fire works, right?
Yeah, are you holding it up in your hand?
Like, I literally carry it as like a walking stick.
It's not that big.
No, braziers of holy fire are gigantic.
No, you're thinking of something else.
No, I literally have an Acolyte model with one. It's bigger than the Acolyte.
There's a picture in the Dark Heresy book.
Okay, to be fair, tabletop miniatures are done at heroic scale, and their heads and guns are huge.
But still, every single thing that I've seen of it shows the brazier is like an actual staff. It's pretty big.
Is that an It's... Well, even if it was at that height, the heat would all be going, like, above you.
Yeah, we'd need, like, a bonfire.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Awareness, and... Tarvok gets it. Let's see. Hey Alexis, are you adding a +20 for your Augur Servo Skull?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, so keep that. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer, but that's not the point. Remind yourself that in the future, if I say auspexes do apply, then your Servo Skull applies.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Nice.
So, with that, actually, Knight, do you have? Yeah, you do have an auspex. So,
Of course I do.
indeed. So, as you are scanning this gigantic cave, Tarvok picks up a signature. It is a biological one. However, when he tries to see the actual sign that is being picked up, he finds himself. You don't have bionic eyes, do you?
Not.
No. As you strain against the darkness, you are unable to notice what the auspex is picking up.
Oh wait, Viggy, I just had a question based on the darkness thing. Then would photo contacts do anything?
You have dark sight, but you did fail the awareness test, so...
Wait, Biggie, I do have pyrosense goggles built into my armor.
You have what now?
Photo or pyrosense goggles or whatever they're called. I built into the armor. Hold on.
Oh
Thermal
yeah,
vision.
thermal vision, that's right. That is true. Never mind. I forgot about your helmet.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and speak up after we've been down here for 10 hours and ask, do you think we should stop to rest? We've been at this for nearly a day.
One moment, Thalia. Something's on the off specs. Prepare yourself.
Word looks like the Russian's going to reach into his coat and pull out those two. Well, he's not actually. He's going to activate his bolt pistols to come out.
I'll just draw my auto pistol.
So, as Torvok, I'm going to say that you activate your heat vision. I forget what it's called.
Thermal
I could
vision?
check, but no, it's called something else. It's prey sense sight. There we go. As Torvok activates his prey sense sight, he picks out a heat signature far away behind one of the ice crystals. However, as soon as he zeroes in on the zeroes in on the signature, the blip, I should say, drops out of sight.
I've lost visual on the contact, but we are not alone in these caverns.
Okay.
If we are to take rest, I'd recommend we go on watch.
Only fire when fired upon. We can deal with any of the gangers that might be down here. But let's not kill the innocents that might be down here.
So,
Understood.
you're going to set up camp then?
Lucian will offer to take first watch.
Indeed. How long are you gonna stay on watch?
Well, how long are we planning on resting here?
Well, Mope, how long until everyone can get healed is probably what we should be going by.
10 hours.
10 hours until everyone gets healed. So 8?
We'll have dinner, sleep, wake up, have something to eat, and then set out, and we should be good.
Yeah, something like that.
That's
Did anyone
Rosa-
actually bring... Did someone bring food?
Rosalina does actually carry food on her.
So, fair enough. How much?
Well, not much. I usually just say survival rations are about enough for the party.
Well, is that for a day, or...
Probably. I'll resupply it later.
Fair enough.
Biggie, if you remember, I told you that from ever since we bought the water and stuff for to go into the desert, I told you that Tarbox is kind of constantly buying rations for travel.
Fair enough.
Although
So,
Rosalina's ration packs are from the upper hive, so...
Yeah, mine not so much.
yeah. So, you set yourself down, and who's going to try and cook, if at all?
I'll cook.
While she's doing that, can I talk to Rosalina real quick?
Yes, you can. Mobe, do you have trade cook?
Nope.
Does anyone have trade cook?
I've got intelligence 53 though, so I'm making on a 33.
No, you can, because trade is a specialist skill, and you can't
Oh,
roll
come
it unless you have
on!
it.
Come on! It's not hard, Vicky. It's cooking.
I mean...
It's actually a
Biggie-
ration pack. We don't need to cook.
I mean, you can eat it cold.
Biggie, well,
Vicky,
I can...
it's heating up rations. You don't need to go to culinary school to heat up rations.
Also,
Hold on.
just to note, this is the first time you brought up food, I think, since we've started.
That is fair enough, but I will go to the book and quote something because I find this to be hilarious. So here we go. Skill descriptions.
If we're gonna add a mechanic, it'd probably be better to know about that beforehand.
I know, but it is something that I think is funny enough. Let's see, here we go.
My point is that you don't need to be a trained cook in order to cook. I'm not trying to make a 5-star meal. I'm trying to heat up, like, spaghetti.
Here we go. Trade example modifiers. Plus 30, reheating a basic meal pack, reciting a, so yes, the trade cook skill most defiantly says that reheating a basic meal pack takes a trade cook test.
I place it on my hand and I heat it up.
So no one in Dark Heresy can cook unless they, like... So no one in Dark Heresy can cook.
I'll let you roll it with a plus 10 because that's the minus and plus you can try.
Wait, hold on. So to reheat a ration pack.
To reheat a ration pack.
Yes.
You can literally slap like a rock on a fire and die. You have a heated rock.
You understand my point.
I understand your point, Mope. However,
I guess it was a little more complex than I thought, though.
Yeah.
That's 2 points against you, Vicky, though.
No, like, quite literally, we don't need to start a fire. Rosalina is on fire. Right? She literally carries around 3 flamethrowers.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I try to heat up the rations, according to Rosalina, with her brazier, and I end up handing people these charred, disgusting rations because that's not how you're supposed to do it. And they're just covered in char, they're all black from the fire we used and whatever fuel you were using.
Again, I would have taken trade cook if I knew that we were actually going to do it.
Yeah.
This will probably be the one time.
This will probably be the one time that I do it.
I'm just going to eat mine cold.
Pun intended.
I already cooked it. It's covered in ash and soot. Sorry.
So, for reference, I did this to add flavor, pun intended, and I did want to see. Well, the skill was there. It was relevant, and I wanted to see if anyone would try.
Note to self: this is not going to be an egozition.
Wait.
Well, anyway.
There. No, I take it from you and actually cook it.
Rosalina, it was you who wanted me to cook using the brazier.
I thought you could do it.
Rosalina, you can't cook with a flame like this. That's why you're not using it now.
Yeah, I did it.
No,
you did not use that brazier.
Yeah, I would use my brazier, or I would use
No, you wouldn't, because it would be covered in charred soot and stuff. It'd be like cooking like macaroni and cheese with a lighter. It would be terrible.
Have you ever cooked on an open fire? This isn't an open...
No, it's not!
We're literally taking a ration pack, putting it over the flame. There's nothing on the ration, like in the rations.
Okay, well, one day you try to cook me a meal in a fireplace and see how that turns out.
See, trade cook is necessary for this stuff.
I actually did it all the time when I went camping a lot.
That's not a fireplace, that's a fire pit. I give up, whatever, Alexis, you're always right.
Fair enough. Let us end the debate, and with that...
That's why you wrap things up in tinfoil.
I literally forgot. I was going to talk to Rosalina. I completely forgot what I was going to say.
Well, think about it like this, Alexis. Does Ren know how to do this stuff?
She's a mother!
Has she ever cooked in her life?
She ran... more than likely.
You say that, but... Didn't she have people do that for her? Doesn't she do that now?
Still, yes, but it's not like it's a hard task to do. Everybody inherently knows how to cook. Hell, I know how to cook, and I don't cook for myself.
Biggie, plus she was military trained. They would probably teach her how to do basic cooking, field cooking.
I don't know.
Especially with rations, yes.
Well...
Yeah. Every grunt knows how to heat up an MRE.
Well... No, is there a grunt here?
Hey, heating up an MRE requires trade cooking, I'll have you know.
Oh my god.
You know
Don't
what,
even
Biggie-
start this move.
Biggie, screw this. My dinner is recap.
I'm just gonna eat the charred up ration I had and just be like, well, I've had worse.
Nom.
Oh
You
yeah.
pick around the burnt bits.
I'm gonna
So-
eat mine and then grab, like, a drink of water or whatever I'm carrying.
So, sleepy time?
No, hold on. Rosalina,
Yes.
help the child in this miserable conditions.
I'm actually holding her and having her wings around me. She should be fine.
And I say, also, Larician,
Yes, what is it?
I pull out, because I haven't made them into firebombs yet, I pull out the alcohol I acquired from the bar. Would you like one? It should warm you up a little bit.
Oh yeah, much appreciated. And he'll take the bottle. Nothing like
Clink.
alcohol to keep you warm on a cold night, eh?
Mm-hmm. Clink glasses? Or clink bottles?
Yeah.
And with that, you feel the warming effect, though it is a complete illusion since your veins are currently restricting, limiting heat. Uh-oh. We
What?
dropped him out. She'll probably be back. There we go.
Excuse me.
There we go. So, with God damn it! Stop typing in Egoqueen chat.
Yep.
So, as the rest of the warband lays down on the as they make themselves as comfortable as they can and lie down for some sleep.
I throw my dress
Lucia.
over me, a blanket over me, more clothes over me, and Every's next to me.
Tarvok does not sleep. He has recap and he's just kind of staying on watch with the Auspex and his Praise and Scuggles.
Why
Which would be
wouldn't-
awesome.
Yeah, why wouldn't Larician go to sleep then? If Tarvok is taking
fair,
first
yeah.
watch, then Larician can go to sleep.
True. But I was just gonna say paranoia because, well, he does not trust Underhive stuff at all.
Yeah, it's on watch is just me and Larician, like just sitting there sipping, beer and coffee.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So,
Who's gonna take first watch and everything?
Me and Larician are.
but Tarvok and Larician are going to stay up while everyone else sleeps.
Polonia, to stay warm in here, would you like to join us?
I don't see any reason why to pass up on the offer. It is freezing.
And I throw her under my blankets. Although
Yeah.
Riza is in between us.
Yeah, I will sleep under the blanket with you, but I will probably avoid Riza. She's probably very cold.
Mayhaps.
Viggy plus 20 or Auspex check.
Alrighty. I believe both of you have one, so both of you roll an awareness test. No.
Oof, oh, I'm gonna reroll that.
That's
Can-
a bit ridiculous.
Victor, I know this is
Yeah.
weird, but can I reach out with Cynicians while unconscious?
With
As-
a minus 10.
Just say
I
it's
screwed-
like a dream or something.
Yeah, Sunny seems minus 10 due to unwakefulness. And no, you do not.
I don't know where the 9 came from, but it's good.
So, oh, wow. Excuse me. As Tarvok is busying himself with doing like 3 things at once, the Auspex makes a tiny beep.
At that, the harpoon gun shoots forward. Auto guns are lifted.
Lurisian, this is quite a sudden thing that just happened.
Yeah, Ulrician's gonna kind of jolt when that happens and look to Tarvok. What is it? What do you see?
Shh. Be very, very quiet. And I begin like,
I'm hunting rabbits.
I'm hunting wabbits. And okay, Viggy, I want to try to focus my sight onto the location of the blip.
Indeed. So with that, roll an awareness plus 10 for locating it, for locating the blip.
And I give Larisian exact coordinates, like to the degree.
All right, roll it.
Larisian, you want to try?
Sure.
You get a plus 10 as well.
And we have the
No.
worst lookouts ever.
You look out into the darkness, the refractions of the ice crystals giving you only the barest of illumination from the various light sources that you currently have.
We both have night vision now.
Well, he has heat vision, so
Yes. Well, in this case, that's
everything is very blue for him.
which
Oh.
and I actually called out. The fire's warm out here. If you wish to join us, get out of the cold a bit. I listen up.
But yeah, as he says that, Lurisian's just going to be very slowly reaching into his coat to grab his auto pistol.
You look around, but whatever caused the blip must have run away at this point.
I kind of turned to Lurisian. What do you think, friend or foe?
Well, based on my previous experiences with anything related to a hive, I would have to say it's most likely a foe. That's why I hate coming down this far.
Look, some point we need to go. Actually, next time we have leave, we should go aboard the rotator ship. There's an absolutely wonderful little bar down there.
Rogue trader.
Yes, Eversteed, I believe his name was.
And at that, he's going to kind of freeze up a bit and, look Tarvok dead in the eyes. Aristide Enziful?
Oh, yes, your best friend, if you remember telling me that tale.
Oh, boy, you found him. Lovely.
Yes,
Yes, we will have to go aboard that ship.
and I actually look at him, put a hand on his shoulder, and look at him dead in the eyes. You are not to do anything with Aristide. She is currently a tool being used by us, perhaps even more. And he kind of looks over to Polonia.
Me?
And
I would be asleep.
yeah, I know, but like he's just like motioning to you. I understand what's going through your mind. Trust me, I do. But this is a longer game than you can possibly imagine, Larisian.
He's just gonna nod slowly. I understand, and yeah, I'll put it behind me, but
Oh, do not put it behind you. Just keep it in your pocket, like a card.
I'm going to.
And with that, I pull a tarot card from my pocket, or from my jacket or coat pocket.
Hold on. Damn it. Put it away.
Also, that's actually, Alexis, that's actually really adorable.
You pulled the Sergeant. Lifelong service, resolute action.
And I put it back in my pocket.
Indeed.
Oh,
So,
And with that, I guess we kind of just go back on watch.
indeed.
and
Lurisian, do you at any point go to sleep?
yeah, like after about half the time we'd be spending here, he'd just kind of walk to the general area where the other two are and lie down, just using his coat as a blanket.
3. Harold is also here, but he's sleeping too.
Right, I forgot this. Yeah, he's not here.
Yeah. He's here, but he's not here. So, with that, as Tarvok is the only one left awake, he busies himself with going through the various books that he's carrying on his back, sipping recaf, and periodically checking the aspects. However, the rest of the quote-unquote night goes off without any further disturbances. In fact, the cave, the ice crystal cave itself, is ominously quiet.
At some point, like near the last hour, he actually pulls out his harmonizer and begins kind of playing a soft tune just to break up the quiet.
Indeed. And with that, who's going to wake up first? Actually, D10s for everyone.
D10s for everyone!
Aside from Tarvok, who's already awake. Nope.
Sorry, I had to reload the game. My drivers failed.
Fair enough. So, with that...
And it shows on my die roll.
Well, you know. With that, Rosalina wakes up to the soft tunes of the harmonizer that are issuing from Tarvok's lips.
I'm gonna quickly, wipe a tear away from my face. Look at my...
It's actually frozen.
Well, I'm gonna... Yeah, just still wipe it off. Tarvok.
Oh, like the music comes to a sudden halt, and he kind of turns around. Oh, good. Hello there.
Is it the morning cycle yet?
I check the multi-compass to see if it's daylight in the upper areas.
The position of the sun, the Desolium sun, would indicate that this is early morning.
Indeed it is. Good morning.
I'm gonna start getting up. And I'm just gonna let Riza, I'm assuming she's still sleeping, sort of.
Well, she kind of doesn't need to.
Well, she's still in bed, damn it.
Well, yeah, she lies there, but she does not actually sleep.
Well, I'm gonna keep her tucked in.
She goes into low power mode.
And I'm gonna grab the brazier and call over the servo skull, and I'm gonna relight them. And I'm gonna stab the brazier into the ground so that it's just standing up. And
with that, Larissa wakes up.
Larissa wakes up to me getting dressed. Oh, that's lovely.
Indeed.
As he sees that, he's just gonna kind of pull the hood back over his head and just tell me when you're done, and I'll wait here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna quickly get dressed and just kind of look away from him.
Indeed. The chill is momentary, but it is intense. And as you're dressed, you're all warm up again.
Larissa will just kind of get up and go back to sit next to Tarvok.
Indeed. So,
Riza, would you like to get up? Wake up Polonia.
Riza pokes at Polonia. Polonia wakes up to a single dead eye staring at her.
And a bionic one.
And a bionic one, but that doesn't really stare.
And then I'll raise that, or I'll get up. I'm not gonna fully stand up. I'm just gonna be sitting. I'm just gonna get up to a sitting position.
Good morning, Thalia.
Is there something to be alarmed about?
Well, there's something stalking us, but other than that, not too much.
I'm gonna reach over and grab the auto pistol, check it, make sure it's loaded.
Locked and loaded.
I'll rub my eyes and slowly start standing.
So, with that, after a quick, untasteful breakfast, the warband gets ready to move out again. And you are currently at, as Tarvak consults his data slate, you find that you are at the end of one of the paths. This is a blank area that you're entering.
Actually, Viggy, can I look around specifically for shards, like the remains of servo skulls?
The remains of servo skulls, that will be an awareness minus 20, so the Auspex will counter that into a normal awareness test.
Can I assist him in the awareness? Well,
Unnecessary, but you can give an assist and give him an extra degree.
I'll take an extra degree.
Yeah. So, with that, as you sweep the Auspex over the surrounding area, calibrating it for the components that a servo skull would usually contain, be that human bone or adamantium, you get a tiny return as the Auspex makes a tiny blip once again, and you see down what appears to be a maybe a 3-meter deep canyon, which is how is that? What's that in feet? I'm awful at this.
3 meters, 9 foot.
Is
9 feet. Okay, so roughly a bit more than 9 feet.
And I look down there.
Or is it a bit less?
It's about near. Tarvak looks over to Ren. I detected some basic components of a servo skull down there, possibly one of the probes that they were talking about. I cannot get down there. That is beyond my physical abilities. However, perhaps you or any kind of turnstile Larician could go down there.
I'll also look over at Larician. I'm gonna look back at Tarvok then and say, do you think they're watching us? Do you think it's a scout?
If you remember, they said that they sent probes down here to map the Cold Reach. Something I want to make note of before anyone tampers with it is I would like, and can I detach the pic recorder from my helmet?
Can you detach it?
Remember, we have a servo skull with one of those on it.
Oh, do we? Okay, perfect. I would like a picture of it before anything is touched, so we can. I want to keep an eye out for claw marks, las burns, any kind of damage of what happened to it.
Indeed. So, Ren?
Yep, I'm gonna call over my servo skull. I just have to find its name really quickly, because they do have names.
Does it also have the ability to collect things?
Yeah, both of them can collect.
Oh, perfect. Then we don't even need to go down there.
Very, very little things.
Yeah,
I would
so
think this counts as little.
Longer Lockwood, which is the name of the first servo skull. It's the one with the sacred incense burner, by the way. It's also a courier, so it can record. And then Brazil Lockwood is a utility, which can actually lift things.
Wait, which one of those is an illumination one?
Neither of them. Just I put a sacred incense burner on top of one.
No. Sacred incense burner is like a metal ball on a chain that swings around.
Oh, no! Wait.
It's not like that open flame on the head of one.
Oh shoot! Yeah, that's on one of them.
Yeah, but that's a specific servo skull. What you're talking about is a piece of equipment that you can hang
Oh,
off of
never
the
mind.
servo skull.
Then I don't have that. But regardless.
Wouldn't you? Fair enough. But you can. So the auger one can record, and the utility one is just hanging about, doing not much.
It can help collect the fragments.
Yes, it can.
Possibly. So do you X-load the directions into the servo skulls to try and
I tell them what to do.
lie down there? Yeah.
But while they do it, I'd like to take my stab light and like kind of illuminate the area just to kind of go on Overwatch in case something tries to.
Indeed. So, as the two servo skulls fly down, actually, no one has any way of looking through them. No, that was another. You do?
Well, I mean, that's what I did when I was in the truck.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Rifle
that is true. That is true. You can overlay it through your helmet.
I'm gonna quickly take out my stub light and attach it to, like, kind of like a tactical flashlight where you attach it to the front of you and it points forward.
I could use my omniscope.
What are you attaching it to?
Just my dress.
Your dress?
Yeah, it's just a clip.
I mean, yeah, I guess. So, with that, the two servo skulls, I'm guessing you're sending them both?
Mm-hmm.
The two servo skulls fly down into this icy canyon, and they happen upon what appear to be the remains of another servo skull. As they run their scanning lasers over it, they see that it appears to be frozen and seems to indicate that there is some sort of crack, it's a hole on the side of this servo skull that appears to have been what damaged it. Although it is impossible to tell through the ice.
We're gonna have to go and collect that servo skull. It might have information we need.
Agreed. Who wants to go down there? I am unable.
Right?
No. Wait, isn't this 9 meters, like 3 meters wide?
No. It was 9 feet deep and like barely wide enough for a human to slip through. It's like a crevasse.
Oh, okay. I'll
So,
start to hop down it.
You sure?
I mean, it's 9 foot down. I just hang from the edge and drop. It's
Roll acrobatics. It's made of ice.
That's true.
Oh boy. Wait, hold on. You don't have acrobatics?
I do. That's why it's a 35. But I'm
Wait,
gonna spend a fate.
Your agility is 35?
My agility is garbage.
Wow, I thought it was more.
But regardless, I make it.
Wait, you saved Tarwalk's life on that acrobatics roll?
Yes.
Fucking hell.
Why do you think it was so impressive?
Demonetized. Well, whatever. So, as Rosalina grabs the edge of the crevasse and lowers herself down, she slides the remaining feet and comes down.
And I'm gonna draw my
landing-
power sword when I hit the bottom.
landing in a superhero landing. And you have your power sword. Do you activate it?
Yep.
Well, it's more of a Nemesis Force sword now, so kinda.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Not by design, by accident. So, the blue glow of the power sword refracts all around you in the ice crystals, and you're able to see where the imprisoned servo skull is trapped under the ice.
I'm gonna slightly tap the area around the servo skull with the power sword just to melt it.
Yes?
And then I'm gonna try to have the other two servo skulls lift the broken servo skull and bring it back to Tarvok.
I mean, you could just, carve out a giant ice cube with Servo Skull in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
All right. So, as you carve around the trapped skull, your other servos grab the edges of the ice with their with their manipulator claws, and lift it out between the two of them.
Viggy, and while they're doing that, I call out to Rosalina. I have a grapnel line in my bag. I could throw it down for you if it would assist you in climbing back up.
Is there a path in front of me?
There is a path that leads forwards and backwards, though the edges of the crevasse come dangerously close as to narrow all the way together.
I'm just gonna look down him. There's a tunnel down here.
Should we follow, or do you have it handled?
I'm gonna look up to Tarvok. Tarvok, is this area mapped out or no?
I check.
Unfortunately, no.
It is completely unexplored territory. It is the unknown.
Can everybody in the party actually fit through here?
Unfortunately, Tarvok is way too bulky to get through there. The others might be able to squeeze through, and even then you'd have to take off backpacks.
I doubt Harold could.
Yeah, Harold is also a bit too bulky for this.
So
The smaller members of the team could fit, but the bigger ones could not.
I suppose that you will get left with Harold while me and Larissa join her.
I look around. There is a reminder. There is an unknown variable alive in these caverns. Do you really wish to enter an area where you would be unable to defend yourself should something attack you?
Harrison will just kind of pop out Uriah's Defiance on his right hand. Well, there's good reason to carry this around.
Okay, very well. And tell me, Larissa, how big is this target that we're after? How fast is it? Can it move through the ice? Tell me these things.
Well, Tarvok, I think we can handle such things. I'm gonna indicate, or I'm gonna pat my plasma pistol.
You're going to fire a plasma pistol in a very, very narrow corridor that you will barely be able to move through.
Yes, I am. All the less areas for them to run away that I can't hit them at.
It is odd.
I'm gonna climb up the grappling line.
Indeed.
Do I need to roll for that, or?
No, because it is simple enough. You actually just hook yourself onto it, and Tarvok spools you back up.
Okay.
And
The area is too small for all of us to get through. I highly suggest that we stay together.
So, you have a ice cubed servo skull in your hands, Tarvok. I'm guessing Rosalina I'm guessing that the servo skull handed over to you.
Actually, I would ask that they actually put it on the ground, as I'm not going to touch it with my hands just yet.
Fair enough. There's a servo skull cube on the ground.
Servo cube.
Servo cube. And I ask, Rosalina, could you put your brazier just close enough to start a melting process? This needs to be done slowly and with finesse.
Yes.
Honestly, the aluminum capacitors could probably generate enough heat for this.
This is supposed to be a slow, this needs to be slow, because if I just heat it up like that, it might destroy.
Fair enough. So you're going to wait there until the servo cube thaws.
Yes. And all the while keeping an eye on the Auspex.
20 minutes pass as you slowly rotate the servo cube over the open flame, and the hissing water droplets evaporate.
Very well. And then once it's done, I start.
And before you know it, the majority of the ice has been thawed off, and simple taps of your metallic fingers are enough to remove the rest of the thin ice.
Indeed. So I'm guessing tech use test
Indeed. Tech use -20.
plus 20 because of the assist from Thalia and my omniscient axe.
Indeed. Though you probably just want to use the combi tool for this one.
And the utility servo skull.
I mean,
Those do not count.
My axe is a
Yes,
combi
so combi tools do not stack, and that servo skull and that omniscient axe count as a combi tool. Right. So,
We're good.
there you go. Could have failed that, but you didn't. So,
Yeah.
so as you start, actually, do you have an MIU?
I have a weapon MIU.
That is not good enough.
I have an MIU to drive a tank.
That is different.
But I do have
So-
experience. I do have a experience like working and connecting to servo skulls.
That is true. However, there are two. I think there's like two different cybernetics that allow you to directly interface with it. But
We're just gonna get what we can.
yeah. So, as you examine and go through the servo skull itself, you are able to extract what appears to be a steel point that seems to have broken off and lodged itself in the servo skull. It appears to be made, well, crafted, that is.
Mm-hmm.
As you examine it further, roll for me a lore test for this one.
Scholastic or common?
Doesn't matter. You have a book on it then, so +10.
You can also re-roll it.
That is true, with a -10. So, normal.
I got nothing.
No.
My books are kind of the locks on the books are kind of frozen shut right now.
Indeed. As you're
Wait,
going
what kind
through...
of test is it?
Oh, he's examining the the metal point that he extracted.
But what lore is it?
Well, I can't. Actually, it would be common. It would be scholastic lore.
Okay.
So, you're unable to identify what this piece of metal
Oh.
used to be. That would not have helped. However, it appears to have been made out of some type of what's the word I'm looking for? Plasteel plate. This is yes, this is plasteel. You know that.
Thalia.
Yes.
And I kind of back away from it. Could you examine the edges of the fragments to see any kind of cause of damage?
The quote-unquote murder weapon appears to have been located.
Oh, I see. I just want a thorough medical examination, like just overall on the thing. Any smallest detail.
Fair enough. So roll a metagate test on this.
While this is happening, I'm going to ask the servo skull to go...
Oh, I'll say that your... What's it called? Narthesium does not apply here, but you make it anyway.
What were we saying, Alexis?
I'm going to have the servo skull dip down back into the small corridor and just fly down it a little bit, recording as much as it can.
Indeed. As Polonia steps up and examines the edges of the servo skull's bone fracture, she is able to conclude that whatever this metallic point was, it must have been launched as a projectile and hit the skull.
Are you telling me? And I'm assuming Thalia says this all to the party.
I'm guessing she does.
Mope, do you?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you tell us all of this?
Yeah, I will tell you everything.
Are you telling me somebody threw a spear at a servo skull?
It would appear so. I can kind of get it. Down here, I doubt the residents have access to, well, more technological weaponry. On top of that, this also confirms the presence of people down here, although I don't think we've seen any.
Figgy, can I roll Forbidden Lord Decilium to see if there's any legends about ice people?
Fair enough. Roll Forbidden Lord Decilium. Do you have that?
I do have it.
Goddamn, roll it. Hold on, I need to grab the book.
Ooh. I'm also trying to do a logic test or an intelligence test to try to put it together, like, how they would kill this thing in such a tight corridor.
Oh, remember, like, you are, like, you see the picture in front of you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're standing on the bottom of that, and the corridor beneath you is, like, you're standing up on top of that, and above you is all of this space. Let me see. Here is. Where is it? Hold on, I'm looking through the wrong book. I need this one.
Oh god, it's a sexual yeti.
Yep. He must have pierced that thing with his.
We're not going to talk about what he pierced it with.
I don't know. There's the skull. So.
That's actually more terrifying than the Demon Prince.
Running into a sexual yeti.
Yes.
So, you realize that, well, while you have never heard of any legends of any ice people, you have heard of Hive of Decolium Prime's sister hive, Hive Jarvis. Deep beneath the processing plant, there's a huge series of chamber processes. A huge series of chamber processes the foul Lokian bilefly paste into rations that feed millions. The conditions are inhuman even compared to the similar facilities within the planet's other hives, and so only the inhuman labor there. Some of the mutants come from the increasingly arid tunnels beneath the hive. Others may have been once been men, but years of exposure to the decaying larvae and the native rocks lining the insect breeding pens have twisted them into misshapen forms. All know they can have no other fate but to work and die. But there are tales of a small few who aided a group of offworlders and were never seen again, destined to die, but now in a much more important duty. So, you know that deep beneath the hives on Decolium, not just the big one that you're in, Hive Primus, there are stories of, well...
Mutant tribes.
Mutant tribes that live under the hive. And if ever there were anyone to survive here, they no doubt have been subject to that.
And with that, Tarvok turns to Polonia and Ren with a smile. We are among our kin now, it seems. Mutant tribes are what stalk these halls.
At the notion of being compared to a mutant, I'm just going to stare at you very coldly.
And when he actually meets your gaze with one of, like, clenching just kind of manipulating all of his hands. This was to show that this was very much a gallows humor joke.
Lurson's just going to kind of narrow his eyes on on the three of them.
Indeed. So, actually, I never finished that TACUS test that you rolled.
I have to be right back. I'm going to use the restroom.
No worries. So, as Tarvok takes the skull back and starts fiddling with it, you're able to extract the memory coil from the skull itself. If you roll for me another TACUS test, this time with a plus, in the end, a plus 10, you might be able to salvage some of the info on it. Well done. So, as you go through some of the corrupted data on the skull, you were able to find its visual feed, and as you spool through it, you come towards the end, and the skull seems to have picked up some kind of movement, turned around, and it sees a black outline, though it is just as it is about to switch over to a different filter, the feed cuts out as the skull falls to the ground.
And I actually showed this to the party, like frame by frame.
Indeed. The frame itself, as you freeze frame it on the dark outline, you are able to see the reflection of two eyes in the dark outline of what must be its head.
And Tarok kind of looks to Rosalina with concern and a grimace upon his face.
A primitive mutant. Nothing more.
Yes, actually, that makes me feel a lot more comfortable now that we have a name and a idea of what we're dealing with. But now I must ask you a question, Rosalina. What stands before you was a choice. I could collect the remains of the silver skull to be taken back for research, or they can be given to you to be given proper burial rights.
No. Fix this thing.
Oh. And he kind of lifts his eyebrow, or what's left of his eyebrow. You want me to repair it? For what use, if you may ask?
It still has a purpose. Let it serve.
But of course, would you like it to be given to you or someone else?
That is unimportant right now. Let's get moving.
I carefully collect what I can, all salvageable parts of it, and, load my guns up.
Indeed. So, with that, does anyone here actually have the survival skill?
He does.
I think Harold does. Yeah, he does. So, with that, let me see if he can actually make it.
Try.
Yeah, so let's see. This is a... Hot damn. Harold makes it. As you are about to head out, you see Harold waving you over as he is squatting down next to a bit of outjutting just jutting rock. I think that's it. Yeah, a bit of rock that's jutting out from the ice. Bam, there we go. So, does anyone approach?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I'll follow after. I'm back, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay kind of a little bit back and keep an eye on the Allspec.
Yeah, Norson's just going to kind of be following, but at a distance, and like looking around, making sure nothing's really about.
Indeed. As Harold is squatting down near the tunnel, mouth of the tunnel that you came through, he points towards what appears to be a tiny snatch of fur that appears to have caught on the rocks.
Interesting.
Something animal down here.
I like how Bree is a caveman.
I mean, that's the best Harold I can do.
I think it's fitting. And then, well, I guess I'm a person doctor, not an animal doctor. I have nothing relevant to identify it.
That is true. And I'm pretty sure you don't have a geneticist suite down here to try and identify what it is.
Could I roll a lore test?
You could roll Scholastic Lore Beasts. As you examine the texture and texture, color, and length of the fur, you are unable to recognize this belonging to any beast on the Solium or even in the subsector. Whatever this is not an animal that has undergone taxonomy.
I look over. Perhaps one of these filthy mutants has grown a set of fur, and that belongs to them.
Ooh, that just sounds lovely. Well,
Possible. If a mutant degraded enough, could you even tell them from a beast?
You make a fair point.
this makes things rather interesting, and it would explain the survival down here in this cold situation. Having fur and everything, but
Alright.
it's strange.
I'm gonna call back my servo skull from the tunnel.
As you call it back, it is still. It appears to actually help. Like, is it just voice based? Like
Yeah.
voice command? As you call, the servo skull does not return.
Is it far enough away I can tap into its data feed?
You can try to reach it, though it did go through did go through a narrow ice corridor, like super narrow. It barely fit. As you attempt to reach its noosphere connection, you are unfortunately getting too much interference from the ice itself. The signal must be bouncing all over the place.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
grab the grappling line and climb down, draw my power sword, and try to find it.
Indeed. So, Ren has clambered down back towards the crevasse. Once you reach to the end, which the servo skull disappeared through, you are going to have to take off your backpack and carry it through if you want to fit.
Yeah, I'll do that. And I'll have my power sword drawn in front of me.
I'm gonna
Indeed.
follow behind her.
So, I'm guessing that everyone is following?
Yeah, but Lucian's gonna follow like up where Tarbuck is.
I have to wait. I'm basically waiting back at the edge, with the grappling line, like ready to pull people back up
Fair enough.
in case of emergency.
So, 2 going, 2 staying. Got it.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
technically,
I'm
2
following.
going. Wait, Larisian, are you following us?
I'm following you, but I'm following like up above, like because it's a crevice and I could see you guys walking down there. So I'm
Indeed.
following through there.
As you are
I'm up
following
above.
up above, the ledge that you're walking on becomes it kind of disappears into the edge of the cliff, and you are going to have to jump over to the other side if you want to continue.
All right, no, do that then.
So,
It's acrobatics, right?
acrobatics. There you go. With a majestic leap, Larisian jumps over the crevasse and is able to keep following you up above.
We hear an
You-
eagle sound effect.
Damn it. As Polonia, Rosalina, and Larisian all make their way towards, you are able to actually Polonia and Ren, roll for me an agility test with a plus 30. Whew, barely make it.
Good job.
As you are moving carefully through this crevasse, you find that the floor beneath you starts to angle downwards, and you're barely able to catch yourself before you slip down that will start slipping down.
I'm gonna reach out with my Cynicians down this hall.
Indeed.
And then I'm gonna actually do an awareness. Damn, I am bad at this.
No. Unfortunately,
Can I give it a shot since I'm behind her?
you can, though you'll get a -10 on the awareness, seeing how Ren is in the way.
Oh, well, and I never can make them anyway. Get ready for me to roll 70. Oh, that was -9. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Do you want to reach out with Cynicians too?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, 2 awareness tests.
Oh, I made that one.
You make it. You can sense what appears to be the you can sense surface thoughts up ahead. What appears to be a something cunning.
Okay, I'm gonna try to telepathic link to Rosalina to inform her that. Silently.
Oh boy.
Time to,
Summon a
roll
demon.
Save by Perils.
Come on, don't perils.
That was supposed to be
There
at +10, but yeah.
It's fine.
I'm not
So I
gonna
reach out.
resist.
And I inform you that there were surface thoughts ahead. There are probably what used to be people up there.
Thank you, Polonia. And I'm just gonna clench my sword a little bit harder.
Indeed. As you get through the crevasse, finally, Larisian, do you want to jump down, seeing how it's the end of the line for you?
Send the one for me. Then yeah.
The path that Ren and Polonia are following does continue on a bit further, but where you are seems to terminate in a ceiling of sorts.
I'm on Lone Wolf.
And yeah, with that, then he'll just pull out his power blade, pivot it, and
I'm gonna
jam
go on
engine,
the...
slide down.
Did you really just get on a power shield and slide down?
No, I said power blade.
Oh, I
You
heard
jammed it
shield, and I just imagined you like putting it down and going, whee!
Oh my god.
Oh, that's funny.
No, but I'm
So-
gonna get on the whatever it's
Combead?
called. Thank you, Combead, and inform Tarvok to move up.
Can I follow like through up to the ceiling area, like up to where like Larissa got to the ceiling area?
Yes, you and Harold can try to follow behind in Larisian's footsteps, though we'll have to see how
Wait,
well
Don't-
you traverse.
as a quadruped, don't I basically ignore terrain?
You ignore terrain, but you will have to roll either athletics or acrobatics to get over that fissure.
It's something I don't have, or something I don't have. Got it.
Well, yeah, I know that, but you have good strength or agility, and you get bonuses for your legs.
What's the bonus for my leg?
Let's give it a +20.
Yeah. I'm wait. Can yeah.
Do you have a fate?
that's...
Ignores terrain, but doesn't.
Well,
Well, in this
As
case,
you-
it's the lack of terrain.
yeah, well, there's no terrain to... It's not dangerous terrain, there's just no terrain under your feet.
Oh well, then I'm gonna go until the terrain stops. I'm not gonna try to jump nothing. That's
Well,
ridiculous.
You would, like, it's the halfway point. You're going to have to, like, try and follow, right?
I have a stupid idea.
Yes.
My harpoon gun to like use it as a and try to lower myself into the cavern.
You can... Actually, if you roll a ballistic skill test with a +20, actually +30, you can shoot into the ceiling and swing yourself over.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can.
You don't have 8 legs. What is this? You have 6.
Well,
You're not an octoped.
Get out of here. So
Close enough.
I just swung on a harpoon.
Whee! And you were able to get across the ledge that Larisian went over, skitter the rest of the way, and harpoon yourself once again down to where Larisian is. Let's see what Harold can do. He's going to follow up behind and see how he handles it.
Also, as I get behind Larisian, I'm like, hello there.
Oh boy.
Wait, did you add his bonus for bulging biceps?
That's for lifting crap.
I thought it was
He's
just
not
on athletics.
lifting.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
he does get it. Actually, I did give him a plus 10. He would have gotten a plus 20. He would have still failed it. So,
Fate point.
fate point, because he still has both of his. So, with that, let's see. So, athletics, plus 20. Whee. He makes it. Harold launches himself over the crevasse and slides along the other edge until he comes at a halt on the wall, and then he simply jumps down and lands next to the warband. So, before you, there is another tunnel opening, whereas behind you is the icy crevasse.
Alright, I'm gonna proceed through it.
Indeed. After about a minute or so of walking, you come to another ledge looking down into another cave. And the sight that you see down there appears to be a group of humanoid shapes surrounding what appears to be an albino Grox.
What the hell is going on?
They seem to be armed with some type of primitive spear weapons as they are trying to herd the creature forward.
Well, that answers one question. Do we
Roll.
interfere?
Are you going... Well, I'm going to guess that you're not, like, shining light down there and trying to keep your presence known to a minimum.
Yeah, well, technically I have a sacred incense, a brazier on fire next to me, so stealth isn't my forte.
Do you want to turn that off before they notice you?
Yeah, I guess I'll quickly turn it down.
Indeed. So, the warband itself is as wreathed in shadow as the rest of these humanoids appear to be.
Now, to do something stupid. I'm gonna telepathic link one of them.
Oh boy, you're gonna thought read.
Be gone.
I'm only gonna do for one.
Well, it's not a peril.
Polonia, is it possible for you to get them? I, for whatever reason, cannot.
Maybe. What test would I have to make?
You're telepathic linking them.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. No. I don't know what it is, Rosalina. It's just something must be funneling with us.
Primitive minds, probably.
It's hard to connect with them.
Can Heresy try and sneak up?
I mean, do you want to try and descend down there?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I can try. I mean, I have my grapnel. I can use that to lower myself down.
Indeed. Roll for me a stealth test.
I'm looking for my servo skull, by the way.
Indeed. It appears to have... Well... It is, You are looking around, does not appear to be in this cave.
Is the connection clearer on Tarbuckson?
Let's see. Oh boy, did they? They did not. Let's see. So that would be, yeah, you have way more degrees than they do, like way more. So as Larisian descends down on his grapnel, you take cover behind a rock, and you're able to get a closer look with your dark side on these creatures. They seem to be about 6'4", standing rather heavily built, and they appear to be completely furred. All of them. All of them.
We've run into a herd of sexual yetis. Be careful.
Indeed.
Check your chest.
You note that the the colors of these strange creatures appear to be very similar to human hair color variety.
I'm going to telepathic link to silently communicate with Rosalina.
Oh boy. You make it. What do you have to say?
Their hair seems to be growing all over them. It's probably an adaptation to the cold. It makes sense. If they didn't have it, they wouldn't survive.
That is very true. Larisian snuck his way down there. We have to be careful. I'm gonna ready hallucinogenic grenade if anything goes wrong.
So, what was that, Nibble?
I was just going to ask, could I mark them as, like, targets, kind of?
Mark them with what?
Well, Larisian has an MUI. Am I you? What MUI? Whichever the one's the one in your head for, like...
Mind Impulse Unit, but that's not what that's for, unfortunately.
Okay. I was just curious if it could be used like that.
Yeah. You could, in theory, try to shadow them, if you wish to. They, as you see them haranguing this, albino.
The orangutans.
God damn it!
Continue.
Are you sure? Do you wanna make some more jokes?
I'm good.
Are you sure? I'm just poking fun at you, babe. So, as these furmen herd the albino groks through one of the through another series of tunnels, are you going to try and shadow them, Larisian?
I'm going to... Oh, God. Sorry, I just saw what Knight said.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's gonna go over microbead. What would you suggest? Do you want me to stay here, or do you want me to follow them? It could lead us to more.
Follow them. Let's learn as much as we can about these things. They might not be hostile.
Well,
Biggie, how far is this drop? Oh, sorry.
How far is the drop?
Oh, hold on. Let Nibble finish.
Oh, it's about 12 feet.
Sorry, Nibble.
No, that's fine. And as the listener said, well, I wish I could share your optimism, but I'll try and follow them. I really hope, as you say, they're not hostile. And yeah, with that, he'll just start to skulk after them.
Indeed. Roll stealth.
Okay. I'm gonna reroll that.
Oh, snap.
I'm rerolling that.
Getting the plus for the Kamaline cloak, right?
He is. Oh boy,
Yeah.
I can actually make that. Oh, snap.
Which one
Oh,
notices?
crap.
Is it one that notices, or
Hold on. As Lorisian keeps low and follows behind, taking cover as he goes, the trailing Burman, let's just call him that, holds up his hand as the rest of them look around, and he turns around, looks over. One of behind him, a black-haired fur man says in a guttural voice, "What is it?" The one who stopped replies, "Thought I smelled something." Whatever, it's probably just some grok shit. Let's keep moving. And the rest of them break out into uproarious laughter.
And
I'm
Clarisson's. Oh, sorry, I go.
I'm just gonna hold my head for a second. Damn primitive mind.
Yeah, and then Larison's just he's gonna let out a really deep, like, relieved sigh and reach into his jacket to pull out the silenced pistols as he continues to follow, just in case they actually figure him out.
Indeed.
Viggy, question: if I walk slowly enough, could I basically walk down the wall by basically forcing my multiple legs into the wall?
To carry all of your weight? I don't know about that. You would have to, like, use the harpoon as well.
Harpoon and just use all my means to get down here.
Indeed. You have enough means of descent.
I'd rather not have this spot be my truck for another 2 episodes.
Indeed. So, is the actually, you could, in theory, just like descend with the rest of the warband down, like act as a tiny freight elevator.
There you go. I'm a Spider-Man. I'm a elevator. What can't I do?
Except you're like a real Spider-Man on 8 legs lowering down on a rope.
He's got more than 8 limbs. He's got like 12.
Hey, I said legs.
Fair enough.
Biggie, technically I have the 2 auto stabilizers, so that does make 8.
I guess. Those aren't legs, you just deploy them when you're shooting stuff.
Close enough.
Close enough. So, with that, the rest of the warband has been lowered down, but Lorisian is out of sight, and he can only give you directions that, without going so out of date, you will have to move in behind. And I'm guessing that Lorisian is just feeding info back to the party.
And I will start moving in.
Alrighty. So, Nubo, I will need... Oh, what is this? We have a herald?
He's not in the chat with us yet.
No, he's not. But for those who are listening and not watching, Harold just jumped into Roll20, and we're possibly waiting on him.
Okay.
There he is.
Hey, welcome,
Hey, Pri.
Bring heroes are done.
Hello.
Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
So good you could make it, though we are 2 hours in. And to fill you in on what's been happening, so they went to the Purity Gate, talked to the Oath Captain, got some info from her, stole some cold weather gear from the evidence locker. You can decide what that entails for Harold. And then they went down, walked for a few hours, then they went to sleep. Something was watching them as they slept, but Tarbok was watching it back, so it never came close. And now you're heading down further into tunnel where some fur...
Sexual yetis.
Where a bunch of sexual yetis were herding an albino grox out of a tunnel.
Basically, we're in Jotunheim.
Kinda.
Alright. But, we're walking behind them.
Indeed. So, Lorisian, I will need you to roll an awareness test.
Oh boy, my biggest weakness. Oh, hold on.
Fair enough. As you look, as you are shadowing this Grox herding party, you note that one of them, that they are -1.
Would I have seen that one? Like slip off at all?
You can tell that it that the one that stopped earlier has entered a crevasse and may just be waiting to see if there's anyone following the rest of them. Though the others seem to be going. The others seem to have kept going without any reaction to this.
Right. And then I'm going to slowly advance towards that crevasse with both of my auto pistols pointed at it.
Indeed.
And yeah. Would I see anything in there?
How do we roll? Actually, with your dark side, you can roll another awareness with a plus 20.
Plus 20, plus 20. Will my aspects also take into account with this?
Are you holding 2 pistols in your hands?
Yeah. So no.
Yes. So
Both failed these same degree.
that is yeah, it's actually the same degree, same fail.
Didn't the rules just say you roll it again until a winner is declared?
Let's see. It's either a stalemate or nothing. Stalemate or a reroll. I'm going to say that the mutant inside the crevasse is not hidden, but you do not spot him.
All
So
right.
he doesn't get the drop on you, and you don't see him.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make note of it and kind of step away, but I'm going to kind of I'm gonna make it seem like I'm walking off to pursue the rest of the others, but I'm gonna shift to the side and wait.
Indeed. So you're going to try and bait him out.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, I'm going to actually, as you are, so you're just completely, so you stood up to your full height, right?
Me?
Yeah.
No, he's kind of crouched
Oh, fair
as
enough.
he's waiting. Yeah, he would have stood up to his full height as he walked off, but when he slipped to the side, he would have crouched back down.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So with that, you can hear the quiet the crunching, the crunching of ice, as you can hear something start to run towards you, but you know exactly what it is, and you are not taken by surprise. Let's see if this guy can. He's going to try and grapple you, and you are not surprised.
All right.
And he jumps, and you simply crouch, and he goes flying over you and lands in a heap.
Are
Right,
we
I'm
close enough yet?
Not quite.
All right, and then my response is going to be opening up with Arcs and Fadix.
All right.
So I hit both.
Oh, jeez. That poor thing.
I think I used the wrong one on that. Yeah, that was the wrong weapon. My apologies. Okay.
All right. So let's see.
Both are silenced, by the way.
Yeah, that is true. So you do. Wow, you don't actually. You do 2 points of damage for the first one and 1 point of damage for the second one. Man, natural armor is great.
Oh god. I
Yeah.
made a mistake here.
So, with that, you can see as the furman jumped over you and you put 2 shots into it, he does not seem to be overly perturbed by this, and is going to try and charge you again to grapple you. So that will be another weapon skill plus 20. That is a hit.
I'm going to try to dodge. Crap, I'm going to try and reroll that. But it was my final reroll.
Final reroll? Hot damn, you've gone through a lot. This time.
Oh no, wait, I have 4 more. Yeah.
Oh, wait, 4? Huh, is that your first one?
No, I have one left.
Oh, fair enough. Damn. So.
I was about to be like, how many fate points does Lurstein have?
All of them.
5.
Oh my god.
He rolled 100 on his divination.
Now that is a character who I would be like, I can burn a couple fate points.
Yeah.
Would you though? So.
No, I totally would since I'm running around with 2 right now.
Yeah, that's fair. However, the creature attempts to grapple you once again. However, you are too slippery as you move out of the way. So, and its free action speaks. Why are you following us?
I'm trying to find out what you are. What are you doing down here?
We're hurting Grox. What does it look like?
Are you normally hostile towards my kind?
Well, are you?
No, but you ended up attacking me.
You were the one chasing us.
I wasn't chasing, I was following. I was curious.
Don't get clever with me.
I'm sorry, it just comes naturally.
Well, drop the damn guns. Maybe we can figure this out.
Very well. And he's going to put his pistols back, and he's going to pick up his cane, like off his hip, because he has it like locked in his hip. So, talk. Where are this going?
All right. I ask first. Who the hell are you?
My name is Ulfric Tassalar.
Huh?
Now, yours?
I'm
Yes,
Kane.
it's an upper half. Kane. Interesting.
Keen.
Keen. Okay. And yeah. So, are there more like you? Do you have like a little village down here?
Yeah, it's going a bit further down there. We had to chase one of the damn groks that got out.
I see.
And the image that I have in my head for this guy is, think like super old Universal's picture Wolfman. Like, think just human with, like, fur on its face. It's not lupine in any way.
I kind of just imagine like what is it, the really like hairy guy from, I believe it's the Monks.
Oh yeah, actually, I remember like a Ripley's Believe It or Not, where some family held some entry in that book for having a fur mutation. We actually have
Ew.
those. Yeah, they like took brushes to their face fur.
Ew.
What? You have to brush your face fur, or else
Ew.
there's breadcrumbs everywhere.
Anyway,
Oh my god.
So he answered your question. Now he okay, my turn. What are you doing down here?
Well, mostly I got lost.
You don't look lost.
Oh, I can most definitely assure you I am. I was here, well, I came down to this region with a friend of mine looking for another. However, I got separated from her, and now I'm here.
As you say that, you can hear the rest of the war band approaching, and you can see Keen looking over your shoulder and saying, "Huh, must have been more than one friend, huh?"
Yes, I said another. Whenever I say that, I don't usually mean one or two. I usually mean multiples.
You know, you're being way too clever for your own good.
Perhaps.
Stuff like that gets you killed, you know.
Well, if anything that would try to kill me is much like you, I believe I'll do pretty well for myself down here.
Oh damn.
Don't push it.
I'm not.
And with that, as the rest of the warband walks up to Larizian, the Keen, the fur man, backs up a little bit.
Good
Larissa,
morning.
does this man mean us any harm?
What's a morning?
It's when the big bright orange shiny thing in the sky moves up over the curvy thingy you see in the distance.
Was that supposed to be low gothic?
This guy doesn't know what a sky is.
Yeah, Larson's just gonna sigh when he says that. You people really need to go out in the sun sometime.
He doesn't know what a sun is either.
Larisian has no idea what these people know and don't know.
Fair enough.
Rosalind asked a question.
What was the question?
Does this man mean us any harm?
I'm guessing you're asking Larisian about that?
Well, I'm asking it obvious enough for himself to answer.
Yeah, and when she asks that, Larson's just gonna kind of look to him and like incline his head to wait for an answer.
Me? No. But, funnily enough, I'm not actually attempting to do that.
I'm gonna scrutinize what he just said. Yeah.
And you should pick up scrutiny.
I'll try.
You know, scrutiny is such a good skill. It's a shame that no one gets it.
Stella has it. But I don't.
Oh!
Oh my god. Good job, Free.
Hot damn. Good roll. So, as the warband ponders what the hell that furman just meant, Harold is able to figure out what he's doing. You realize that whatever he is doing is, at least in some way, attempting to stall the rest of you while his companions and the albino Grox get far enough away so you can't follow them.
Cast fill in. Oh, cast fill in.
Oh, well, Jake is up. So, you got me.
Yes, it seems he has keen. And Lurston's just gonna kind of lightly tap him on the head, like just kind of like get
He's
down.
standing like head taller than you.
Doesn't mean
Is
you
it-
can't boop him in the snoot.
Is he standing taller than Harold?
How tall is Harold?
Um, a bit over 180? Or,
Yeah, this guy's 6'4". Yeah, he's a touch taller than Harold.
I'm just gonna, like, have my power sword and just look at this man. And at this range, I'm gonna try to read his mind. Ooh. Ah,
Boy, here we go.
I am gonna re-roll that.
Are you sure about that? You could fail.
That is better than any of the perils.
Do you have what's it called?
War block, yes.
Yes. Remember, you can use that once per session, so you can afford to take one perils before you stop making psychic powers.
Nope, I'll pass it instead.
You did it.
Now I'm down to 1 fate point.
Oh boy, fate points are flying left and right. So, actually, I will have to roll his willpower. He actually, hold on. I need to check something. Is this it is an opposed. So, I do not believe.
That's 3 versus 4. I win.
Yes. Actually, you have 5.
Oh, regardless.
Yeah. He has 3, you have 5. You have 5 degree success. So, unfortunately, you only use 1 psi rating, so you're only getting service slots here. And you're getting about 5 seconds. What you get from his surface thought is a touch of annoyance and and the phrase, "Man, I'm gonna kill Oteo when I get back."
I'm gonna start walking away and down the tunnel.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
You don't interest me.
But, yeah, don't mind her, Keen. She goes wherever she really likes to go. Now,
Yeah.
how about you tell me where this village of yours is?
Yeah. How about no?
How about yes?
Roll charm, minus 20.
I mean, I could use a new coat.
Nope.
Darn it! It's so
Sorry,
close.
you're not Tarbok, unfortunately.
No, you're not. Making completely unreasonable charm tests is not your forte.
Actually, after I see this, I kind of push back out, but kind of move my way through, looking up to him. Hello there. I guess I'm guessing I'm completely like alien to him.
He tilts his head to one side in a most canine fashion and looks at you and says, "Huh, what the freezing hell are you supposed to be?"
He's the Itsy Bitsy Spider's deranged cousin.
The fur man looks at you incredulously.
I kind of look to Larissa and I kind of pull my cloak out to where he can land and look in it, or the party can see it, and point to my excruciator kit and say, and just kind of look. Actually, in Eldari, speak to Larissa. Want to do this like we did back on, that old metallic hellhole?
Not yet. He seems like a decent enough fellow. Perhaps we can talk to him about it.
Indeed, actually, and I looked at him. Perhaps a trade. item for information, or perhaps even information for information.
Did anybody follow me?
I don't think so.
I thought I followed her.
Did you say
Yay.
so?
I thought so. But hold on, I am gonna have to go to BRB and I have to use the bathroom again. I'm so sorry.
No worries. I'm just gonna say that you're following Ren.
I'm just trying to make a new friend here.
I'm trying to
Right.
find a customer.
Goddamn.
And I actually, from this, I take out a mug, one of my spare mugs, and heat up a small cup of recaf and say, tell you what, I will give you this, and you will try it, and you will enjoy it. It will warm you up a bit if you tell us the information we're looking for.
Roll commerce minus 20.
Larissa, don't you have commerce?
Yeah. So you get a plus 10.
So minus 10 then only. Larisian puts on his best sales smile, and you're out of fate points. Keen takes the mug after you heat it up, smells and is like, ugh, smells awful. How can you drink this?
It's an acquired taste.
Hmm. So what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he hands it back to you clumsily.
Hmm.
He's not holding the handle.
Yes. So wait, what is traded for down here?
Meat, fur, women, depends.
Hmm. And I kind of look through my bag.
Nope, fresh out of
Human-
women. They walked away.
That is true.
I mean, they wouldn't want you guys out. You could kill all of them more than likely.
I'm looking through. I'm trying to find something that would be useful to people of. Oh God, I'm not prepared to deal with stupid people. Actually, I pull out something, but don't hand it over. And I pull out the conal Xenos artifact that I got from the
The surface.
surface.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you got it from. What was
Hakeem.
his name? Was it Hakeem?
No, that's the guy from a Garo book, but that's all I remember him as.
Yeah.
It's the desert trader,
Hold on, let me see what his name was. He is
Sandman.
Tashian Trells.
So yeah, that's why I called him Hakeem.
Yeah, there we go. The artifact that you got from Hashian up on the surface of Desolium. Oh, how different it looks from this. It's a wonder you're on the same planet.
Yes, I missed the desert.
Keen examines the item without touching it and says, "What's it for?"
They say that if it's exposed to cold for a year, it grants the user wishes.
Roll
And-
a deceive.
Could this be a commerce? Because I'm trying to sell him some snake oil.
Commerce versus your fellowship, yeah?
It's still better. Oh wait, but I get an assist from.
Larissa,
Loresian, who puts on his best salesman smile. Time to see if he can scrutinize that. No, he cannot. All right. What was the how did you tell him this thing worked?
If left in if you freeze it in an ice block for a year, you thaw it out and it'll grant you 3 wishes.
All right. What do you want in return?
For you to be our envoy to take us to your village and make sure that we are not attacked on sight. You are to be our guide, as it were.
You can see Keen contemplating this offer in what must be a great ponderance for him, and he says, "Fine, but be warned, make any trouble, and well, we'll actually see. I don't know how the others will react."
Indeed, and on our way, and to ensure safe passage, this wish-granting thing, which, and I look at him, by the way, could also take you to the surface as a completely normal person with all the money you could ever ask, so just keep that in mind. Will be handed to you once we have made our safe exit from the village.
He takes the thing and looks at you and says, "What's money?"
I say, it is basically a stand-in for women, food, and fur.
Man, this money sounds awesome.
And I kind of put the clone back into my jacket, and I show him I put it in a separate pocket by itself so that it's ready for his payment.
Indeed.
And then I look at the mug and realize that he touched it, so I just kind of throw the mug to the ground. That's not my Minotaur mug.
No. So,
And the way-
Ren and Polonia, you arrive. As you walk through the tunnels, I'm guessing you're not going to deviate from the main path, right?
No,
Because
we're
there
sticking
are-
to the main path.
Yeah, there are passages and other tunnels that lead away from it, which I'm guessing you don't dare to take. What you find at the once you reach an end, you find yourself up against what appears to be a crystal clear ice wall, and the servo skull is floating up next to it, scanning it. As you walk up towards it, you can see your reflections in the ice.
It looks like I've put on some weight. I'll have to double up my exercise routine.
Though that may possibly be an artifact of the ice.
Damn.
Brandon.
Well, I got back my servo skull. Lonkers, return to my side.
Yeah.
And with it back at my side, I'm gonna try to find that village that I heard about.
Yeah. You doesn't seem to be here.
No, so
You can try to roll the survival test to see if you can track that other group that went ahead.
as Rosalina looks down on the ground, she finds a trail.
Indeed. Finding the trail of a gigantic Grox is usually not difficult. However, the rock surface that you've been walking on does not leave much of an impression. However, you see a bit of ice that appears to have been broken and leads off to one of the tunnel exits.
I'm gonna follow it.
Is Smoke back? Oh, are you here?
Who's that Rosalina didn't just point in a random direction and that just happens to be where it is?
That's usually what she does. But regardless,
usually works.
she's just gonna continue.
Yeah, Polonia is just walking with you in silence. One second. Man, it's really rough to try and talk for Keen. Destroys your throat. So, with that, Keen starts walking ahead of you. You note that he appears to have some sort of rudimentary sack hanging across his back, meaning it's no more than a some sort of woven bag.
Like, what kind kind of state is it in? Is it like really tattered and torn, or is it just like?
It appears to have been mended a few times, but otherwise it appears to be sound enough.
So, Keen, where do you get the materials and stuff you people survive on down here? Is there like an ecosystem this far down?
Well, the Groks do what they can. They can pretty much eat anything. Actually, I think I saw one eating rock sometime, if they get desperate enough. Otherwise, we grow some in the caves.
You grow crops down here.
Well, you know what mushrooms are, right?
I do.
Yeah, guess what? They seem to grow here just fine.
I'll have to try some.
Make sure to ask before you do.
Of course. What? What's the population of the village? And realizing that he probably doesn't know what a population is, how many are there?
Roll an inquiry.
I actually have inquiry.
You do. And you make it. There's all of us.
Well, that was very helpful.
Oh, by the way, all the while I have like data from my multi-compass feeding into my data slate.
Yeah, like, I just realized that this guy probably can't count.
These people are very helpful.
Big mini, small mini, and he's just like Tyranids, just cursing to himself in lingua technis every time he says something. But many great tribe, great heralds. Can you speak to them?
No.
Tyranids
Do
just
I make it to the village yet?
You haven't? No? Roll for me a navigate surface.
Operate it. Yes.
nice.
Really nice.
Yeah. You arrive into another one of the great caverns down in this place, and on the far side of this cavern, you can see what appears to be some sort of bioluminescent light.
Polonia, stay close.
Is Mope even back?
Yet.
Well, crap. That's not good. Do
Don't
you
worry.
want to?
We can keep doing this, it's fine.
Well, what are you going to? Well, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna walk up to it.
You're going to walk up to it. As you walk towards it, you can see that the way up appears to be some sort of seems to be a zigzagging gantry that leads up to the midpoint of the cavern wall.
Right, I'm gonna keep going.
As you reach the starting point of these zigzagging rickety gantries, you see another one of the fur men, this one with a makeshift spear in its hand, which appears to be made completely out of metal. He appears to have been snoozing a bit when you walk up to him, and he goes, "Huh? Hey, you two, what are you doing here?"
I am gonna... I'm just gonna look at him and just be like... where... You were supposed to be guiding us to your leader.
At this, he raises himself up to his full height and is standing and looking down at you and says, "I don't even know who you are."
How could you forget us? You literally brought us here.
Roll. You're gonna. There's no way you're deceiving this one. You're going to have to psychic power your way out of this.
Uh-oh. Yep, we're gonna re-roll that.
There you go.
For you. Alright. Based on the lie, which is not that unlikely, he is going to roll just his willpower. And he fails. He, you see you see him squint his eyes and shake his head as he goes, "Yeah, of course. What was I thinking?" And he says, "Follow me." And he starts leading you up the rickety gantries.
And we're just gonna follow.
Indeed. As you zigzag up the cavern wall, you enter into what appears to be another cave that has an overlook outside of this great cavern. And you see inside what appear to be houses carved out of the cavern walls that seem to be lit up by some sort of bioluminescent water and promethium drums. And you also, as you look around, you can see the different people. Mostly, everyone seems to be working at something, either building tools or taking care of the young. Speaking of young, you see what can only be kids running around.
I'm gonna smile when I see the children.
Well, they are by their standards, they are completely naked.
I'm just gonna giggle at that.
And as you, Polonia and Risa, are being led, you see that the kids seem to be stop playing whatever game they were playing and are staring in wide eyes over at you and Risa. Mope, you were dragged along with just Alexis into a village of Furmen.
Okay.
You are currently being stared at by Furmen kids.
I'm just gonna give him like a really, just a genuine smile as I look at them.
The two of you can actually roll awareness.
Okay.
Sound-based.
I'm too distracted by children.
Same.
Indeed.
I'm also just gonna roll a charm check, not to try to charm them, just because how would Polonia be able to handle the children staring at her? Let's find out. Pretty good. So
Just fine.
Back at them too.
Every time you look over, the kids disperse and run away, and every time you look away, the kids seem to be curious and trying to get closer.
Risa, fly up so that you're out of range of their grabbing hands.
Risa raises herself to about your head height. So, I'm actually just gonna keep going here, and I'll let the rest of you guys in. No, actually, oh crap! Let's jump back to Ian for a bit. So, you walk along, you take a few turns, and you arrive into the great cavern that I described earlier with Ren. And the rest of you can see the bioluminescence in the distance as you see the open cave mouth.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
Quite an impressive place here. Well, impressive for what I expected, at least.
Well, we make sure with what we have.
With that, Tarvok actually presses a finger to his ear and gets on the microbead. Tarvok to Rosalina, are you around? Are you in range?
She is indeed in range.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm just checking to make sure that you are unharmed. Do you have an idea of your current location?
I'm in the village up ahead.
Oh, you found it by yourself. Quite impressive.
It's not hard.
I mean, it's actually it was hard. You
Nope.
just got insanely lucky.
Nope, not hard.
Well, color me impressed. We have befriended the fur creature we found earlier, and he is acting as a tour guide. As in a way, we are making our way down to the village. Be mindful of your surroundings and all the other nonsense.
So, with that, the rest of the warband that's leading up behind arrive at the 6 sighing gantries, and you see Keen looking around in different directions as he stops at the foot of the gantries and says, "Where the hell is Uteu? He's supposed to be here." And I swear, the Elder will hear of this.
Who's your Eldar?
Hold on, I actually hadn't generated a name for him. Let me do something right now.
Also, I want to keep an eye out for these mushrooms that were brought up.
Yeah. Oh, that's Alpha.
Seems like a nice fellow.
There we go. And Keen leads you up the crisscrossing gantry. What are you? Oh, god damn it. So, with that, Ren and Bologna are led into the back of the cave, where a somewhat comfortable, well, I say hut, but it's more of a carved out thing than anything else.
Okay, so is there like the leader there?
As you enter, you see around you the what appear to be some sort of drawings on the walls of various. You see drawings of primitive design that both of you can roll for me. Just roll a logic test. Both of you. Nope.
Nope.
And partial success.
Wait, question. If Thalia instead assisted her, would she have gotten it?
Hold on. Thalia doesn't have logic.
Neither does
Neither of them.
Rosalina. She's dumb as a rock.
Neither of them have logic, so they can't assist each other.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. So, with that, partial success for Ren. The images appear to be, well, the best you can guess, they seem to be stories of some kind. Though, stories of what?
Looks like something Reza used to draw.
As Uteu, well, I don't think he... Oh yeah, well, the audience has figured out who the hypnotized guide for Ren is by now, so I'm just going to keep referring to him as that. He stands aside and looks around a tiny bit confused as to how he got here. You see before you on the ground, sitting on a blanket of furs in a meditative stance. You see what appears to be a white-furred furman. Actually, not white. It's actually gray, just completely gray. You see what must be the leader of this group open his eyes as he calmly takes in the three strange beings that are standing in front of him. Uteu, you can leave now. And you see the furman put his claws and drag them across his chest in a strange salute, though not to the point of blood or anything so severe. But he walks out. As he is sitting down, he is about at your shoulder height. He's actually, funnily enough, Polonia is small enough that he can look her in the eye at the same level.
But he's a shorty.
Well, no, he's just sitting down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's massive.
Oh, okay. I thought you said like full height. He was only like okay.
No. Like in his meditative stance, he's got his legs crossed.
So this guy's actually like 8 or 9 feet tall.
Something like that. Like he appears to be huge.
Like things you find in Solium. Anyway, my name is Ren. I'm searching for something.
And I am Elder Alpha, and perhaps...
This must be your legion, then.
Legion?
Never mind.
Forgive me, I am not familiar with that word.
I'm glad you got it. Alright, sorry.
I am so glad that I didn't get that.
Because he's a 9-foot tall wolf man.
No, it's Alpha Legion.
Oh.
God damn it. That's even worse.
Activate P.O.Box 6 face palm.
Anyway, back to seriousness.
I'm actually not sure as to why you are so weirded out by this.
Anyway, Alpha, I require information.
And what might that be?
I'm looking for any gang-related activity that might be happening in the cold reaches.
Gang activities?
Outsiders.
He closes his eyes again and mumbles something to himself. When he opens them, he says, "There has been a disturbance in the ice."
And where is this?
They are a bit further from here. They seem to have taken up residence in the Metal Beast.
Metal Beast. Interesting.
Yes. The old bones of the giant that now lies further down from here.
Can one of your men guide us?
I suppose they can. What is it you seek to do with these outsiders?
Sorry.
I'm just gonna look at him and just be like, We just need to gather information from them.
Roll deceive.
Well, it's technically not a lie.
Is
Anyway.
this her?
Yeah, I'd assume so.
You know, I'll back her up and say, and like, be like, yep, that's all we're looking for.
Good luck.
Alrighty.
Well, you guys literally got opposite roles.
Indeed. Wow. That's
Yeah,
impressive.
Wow.
There's more than just dice rolling probabilities in this. Excuse me, need a drink. So, with that, the rest of the warband joins in, with Keen up front, and Alpha looks at Keen and says, it seems that the Reach is crawling. Actually, they wouldn't refer to this as the Cold Reaches, that's what everyone else calls it. Seems the caverns are crawling with outsiders these days. Keen, who are these?
We mean you no harm. These are simply my bodyguards.
You can't guard your own body?
Oh, I am a very capable fighter.
He tilts his head as he looks you over, and Keen speaks up and says, I found these skulking about when we were bringing that Grox back. Yeah, speaking of which, have you seen Oteo around here? I have. He just escorted these two in. Huh, that explains it. How in the freezing hell did you convince him to get you up here?
Oh, he's
Let
a
alone
nice.
past.
He's actually a sweetheart once you get to know him.
At this, you see Keen spitting on the ground. Pah.
I'll just kind of try to hold my composure together at at his display.
Indeed.
Alpha, we mean you no harm, and we wish to just pass through.
Charm, -10.
Can it be a flat 0 since I'm there and I have charm?
That is
Right.
true. You
Can I
can.
also assist?
Oh, +10 then.
What she says is true, or what was his name again? Ofa?
Alpha.
Alpha.
Drop the L.
Drop the L. Alpha?
Yeah.
Okay.
And his brother Busa.
Yeah, I'll just speak up and say, yeah,
Damn it.
what she says is true, Alpha.
May I perhaps ask a favor of you?
What is it?
I ask you to eliminate these outsiders, then leave once you are done.
I'm gonna telepathic link Rosalina.
Go for it.
Waiting.
Oh,
Well, you failed, but you didn't psychic phenomenon.
well,
So-
that never happens. At least not in the books.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna look over at, because I'm assuming I can sense the use of psychic powers, and I'm gonna look over.
Sunny seems with a +10 because you're standing that close to her. It becomes more of a less of a Skype message and more of a pager. You sense that Polonia is trying to reach you, but she's having issues concentrating. Must have something to do with the 8-foot-tall wolf man.
It's a little intimidating.
Very well. We can accommodate you on this.
That would put my mind at rest.
And I'm gonna bow my head and ask for a guide.
God damn it, Knight. Stop it, you.
Also, you spelled your wrong. Sorry, I'm from 4chan, that's what we do.
You... God damn it, Mope. So...
Yeah, do it in the official way.
Keen, I'm volunteering you to take them to the belly of the beast. Keen, Keen looks at the rest of you and says, as you say, Elder.
Alright. Then we will be on our way. Thank you. And I'm gonna give him the sign of the Aquila.
He, when he sees you do this, he takes his left hand and drags his splayed fingers across his chest.
And I'm gonna nod my head and turn around and walk out.
I will also nod at him and then follow Rosalina.
Indeed. So,
All's done.
Knight, roll an awareness since you're looking around.
Plus or minus, and does all specs come into play?
I'm gonna say that yes, if you set it for plant matter. Indeed. As you sweep it around, you see off to the side what appears to be a completely unlit part of the cave, and it seems to have been covered. The entrance seems to have been covered up with some sort of metal plasteel plate.
But right now we're in view of everyone, right?
Yes.
I kind of send out a little, a sharp whistle towards Rosalina. Lockwood.
I'm gonna turn my head towards him.
And I get, kind of moving my other hands around except for one, kind of as like a way of distraction. I do a quick signal over to that thing and say, perhaps check out now or later. It's basically saying it's a variable.
I'm gonna shake my hand and just sit in the signs of later.
And he nods.
Indeed. So, do you want to explore this place before you leave, or are you just straight up heading out?
I don't really think there's anything to explore in here.
We might want to stock up on any kind of edible stuff, water, survival stuff.
What do they have to eat here?
Well,
Nope, you're in luck. They have mushrooms.
Oh my.
We're collecting mushrooms.
I was just curious because I was like, you'd expect wolfmen to eat meat, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of meat down here.
Actually, there is. You did spot that they were herding a grox back, meaning they must have more than one.
Interesting.
You can actually see racks with what appears to be strips of meat being hung out to dry in what appeared to be some sort of sheds that have been built up.
Well, I bet I know where the mushrooms are growing from.
Oh, Tarwak already found that. That's in the back of the cave in some dark, closed-off room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he I actually do share that with Polonia because it's a biological thing.
I'll just look at you and raise my hands and be like, I'm not a botanist.
Yes,
Isn't
but
that an ironic statement from me?
That
Yeah.
is.
I want to examine it later anyway.
Take a sample then.
Yes, indeed.
We can check the chemical makeup of them.
Perhaps it could be used as a healing agent or perhaps a poison or...
Poison is more
Okay.
likely. I don't know many places where they're used as medicine.
But yeah, Viggy, as we are grabbing like extra things to keep us warm and food, this will be off camera, but I want to try to collect any kind of like cultural pieces.
Indeed. As you look around, you can see around your feet there seems to be
Stepping crap.
there seems to be a what's it called? A strange carving made out of bone, made to resemble some sort of quadruped lizard.
Alright, we better shoot the person who made it.
Why is that?
It's just a statue of a Grox.
And I collect it.
Like, look, this is how cattle cults work. They build statues of them, they harvest the mushrooms from the dung, and then they get a religion out of it.
Now, Viggy, before I say this, I'm going to be very, very clear. Very carefully pick it up.
Nothing happens.
Good. And I'm going to put it away.
By a quick examination, the size of it seems to indicate this to be a child's toy.
I actually want to look around real quick to see if there's any children in duress.
No, they seem to be all hiding behind, hiding in various outcroppings or behind what must be their mothers.
Do I see Tarvok pick up this thing?
I mean, are you being discreet about this, Knight?
Not particularly. There's nothing discreet about Tarvok.
No, if you're looking at Tarvok, you see him pick it up.
Yeah, any children who it actually belongs to would probably be too scared to approach Spider-Man.
Kids love Spider-Man.
I'm gonna look over at Tarvok and say, do you really think it's a good idea to start looting the village after they agreed to help us?
Even if it's in the nature of anthropology? And he looks over to you.
I don't think anthropology excuses theft.
Normally, I would say go on a rant about our own personal moral codes, but I concede the point and I kind of put the toy, but actually clean off the toy and place it down where I found it.
I just somehow think the leader, the elder, would be less receptive if we started looting his town.
Indeed. And actually, as a bonus, Viggy, actually now that probably wouldn't. I was gonna say I would leave my regicide set, but I don't think they would understand what that is.
Probably not. They've probably never heard of the game of Regicide.
No,
actually,
definitely not.
No. Actually, but I will leave my harmonizer.
Oh boy.
They will learn.
You may be starting a cultural revolution here.
I know.
The Prime Directive doesn't allow this. Oh, wait.
So, with that, you can see Keen standing at the mouth of the town cave, and he seems to be waiting impatiently for you.
I'm gonna walk up to him.
He lowers his gaze down towards you.
Let's get moving.
All right.
I'll follow behind Rosalina. Sorry, listen, I had anything important to say. Sorry for interrupting.
All right. So, Keen once again leads you down to the floor of the Great Cavern, and he leads you forward. You can, as you are walking, you can see from the ground floor there appears to be a makeshift pen built into a cave on the lower side. You can see what appears to be a herd of albino groks in there.
I'm gonna have with the servo skull was recording the entire village and flying around it, including the behavior of the children.
If you wanted it to, yes.
And now it's gonna fly over and record this as well.
Alrighty.
I actually look over to our guide. I did have a question. Are there any other dangers lurking in these caverns? On our way, I spotted multiple times a figure in the darkness that kept disappearing before I could get a good look at it.
Huh. Not sure. May have been one of the other tribes.
How many other tribes are there? Many or not many?
Not many.
Who are you most powerful?
That depends entirely on where you look at it.
Fair point. Are we going through any of their territory on the way to the giant?
No, we should not. Let's see. One in the south. Actually, not the south. One near the cavern. One near the cavern fall. The other near the canyon. So, that's how many.
Not many.
But no, we shouldn't take too long to get to the beast.
Lead on then.
Lewiston's just gonna kind of speak up. So, Keen, how is your back feeling? I do apologize for shooting you.
It itches a bit.
Do you need the bullets removed?
What bullets?
I shot you in the back with an auto pistol?
You did?
Yes.
Twice. You only took 3 wounds.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They didn't break skin, did they?
No, like, it did some, like, kinetic damage, but I doubt that the bullets are actually lodged in him.
Oh, okay.
He a tough wolf boy?
What was that?
I said he's a tough wolf boy.
Woof, woof, woof. But yeah, natural armor is kind of great. So, with that, you walk for a good 2 hours with Keen leading you through a multitude of tunnels, taking various turns, though he seems to be walking with great confidence in where he's actually going. Does anyone say anything extra, or just time?
Yeah, I have nothing to talk to this guy about.
Nothing else to say to him.
Alright.
Nothing of importance.
Fair enough.
Oh,
So-
can I get some of the mushrooms?
I'll
trade. I'll go to the village. Whatever they got for like whoever distributes food, and I'll offer to trade an Obscura for some.
Did you want to do this before you left?
Yeah, we could
Yeah.
say we did some trading before we left and do that off camera.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll do that off camera. Buying stuff will happen there. So, with that, you once again arrive at what appears to be a gigantic underground canyon. I'm not sure what to call those, but canyon is what it is.
A ravine?
A ravine. Ah, there we go. Perfect. You come upon a truly massive ravine that runs into the darkness from side to side. And when you look across the edge of this ravine, you can see that down there appears to be is what appears to be the outline of a starship.
Can
Nice.
I identify what type of starship it is?
That depends. Do you have... what? Would this be common lore?
I mean, I have Scholastic War Tactica Imperialis, so...
Could I try it with rogue traders?
Yeah, rogue trader or anything else you might find fitting. I'm not sure if Tactica Imperialis would cover this because that's more of a...
Yeah, it covers the Navy.
Does it though?
Yeah.
So wait, we can make lore rogue traders?
Yeah, rogue trader or Tactica Imperialis. I'll let it slide on that one.
Yeah.
Well, I know what that is.
Right. Ren is able to... Whoa. Hold on, let me, I need to double check my ship names.
The Zogan World Killer.
No. That hasn't died yet.
Please tell me it's a Overlord battlecruiser.
Let me see.
The Eisenstein.
That just... no.
I heard that there were 2 big nerds on there who should have just let themselves get bombed.
Hey, shoot your face.
It's failing.
I'm just saying, like...
Oh my god, it's the Conqueror. Actually, it could be Planet Killer.
That killer isn't dead yet. Let's...
It's the Ultramarine flagship.
No.
The Honor of McCrag. We found it.
In there.
Here for Vox years before it actually was a thing.
Hold on.
I'm just gonna look at it and be very puzzled that a starship got down here.
Let's see.
Must have been a non.
Then again, I guess it isn't the first.
Here we go. Let's see. So. Actually, that would have been... Knight. Did you make... the... No, you didn't. Crap.
I mean, well, I was gonna say give it to Ren because she got
No,
it.
give it to Polonia, who actually nailed it.
Well,
Oh, did she? Yeah, she
Hold
got
on.
it.
Hold
Yeah.
on. Ren
Like, I did know
recognizes... Ren recognizes the fact that this is a battleship, but she is unable to make it out which type it is. Polonia, on the other hand, with some knowledge of Imperial Navy ships after her days in the Rogue Trader fleet, is able to recognize this as an Apocalypse-class battle cruiser.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, what?
No, not battle cruiser, battleship.
Yeah, Apocalypses are battleships. That's actually, ironically, that is my favorite ship in 40k. There's a, by the way, there is a Nova cannon on that thing, so we should be careful.
Well, yeah, however, with those degrees of success, you were able to recognize the... well, actually, Knight, with the information that this comes out, logic test, please, plus 10. Because you have the requisite lures that I would find fitting.
Corn says Tarvok sit down.
Does anyone here have logic that can assist with that?
No, but I'll try it on my own. Oh no, absolutely not.
Does
Harold is smart.
Well, he
Well,
tried.
you did better than I did.
oh god.
Wow. I
Wait.
forgot that Larisian is on the same page as Harold.
Yeah, and I hate that fact. The worst thing is I have no aptitudes to get better.
Wait, Big, I just realized I didn't include. Not only did I not include my thing in my Scholastic Lore test, my plus 10 for the book, I also didn't get my reroll.
Well, this is a logic test, not a lore test, so you can't reroll.
Oh, the original one.
Oh, the original. Check the reroll.
Actually made.
Made it. Oh boy. This is... So, as people are speaking out loud finding out the type of ship and class of ship, Tarvok is able to put some of the pieces together barely by the fact that this being an older class of ship from the Imperium, and the fact that the hive itself appears to have been built on top of this thing must date at least back 10,000 years.
Biggie, when was the Great Heresy?
When was the Horus Heresy?
Yes.
10,000 years ago.
Can I roll Forbidden Lore Horus Heresy to see if there was anything of note, like in this, that would lead to this?
Yeah.
No, I'll kill you. No, mine.
Dibs.
Oh, wait, what happened? Oh.
Actually, no, we're giving this thing to Heresy, a rogue trader with a battleship? Dang, he'd be
Hold on.
powerful.
Hold on. Does anybody here even...
Quick question. Is no one realizing the fact that not only is this thing crash landed on a planet, not only is there a gigantic hive on top of this thing, it's also old.
I'm trying to say stuff.
What was that?
I was actually going to point out that if this thing is as old as it looks, this thing predates the hive itself.
Yeah.
And we should probably get the Mechanicum here to disassemble it and return it back proper.
It would be an extreme asset to whatever fleet it joined.
There may... Well...
We have to inform the Inquisitor about this.
It's too valuable of a piece. It's too valuable a piece of technology. It's too valuable a weapon of war to just leave it here.
You might as well just build a new ship, rather than, like, you'd have to take this one apart piece by piece and then put it back together, and at that point you might as well just build a new one.
Victor, they do that about Warhound Titans.
Do what?
They disassemble them and put them back together, even though that it's easier to make another one.
They don't have the technology to make Apocalypse classes anymore.
Yeah, but would they know how to put it back together?
Mechanicus, yes.
Would they?
No.
In the archives of Mars, they do have these things.
No, they don't, Knight. The technology for Apocalypse classes were lost. You can't make them anymore. That's why every time one gets lost, it's a huge deal.
Well, we found one. We need to return this thing to the Mechanicus.
There's nothing to return here.
This is a huge asset.
It's a priceless, irreplaceable asset.
Well, as scrap, it is priceless.
No, it isn't irreplaceable. The Imperium can't manufacture these anymore. It's very valuable.
I mean, you guys do need to realize what he's saying. He's saying it is inoperable. It cannot be operable, and even if it's disassembled, it is not operable.
That's fine. Yeah. This thing is sacred to Mars.
Yeah, probably, but like, think about it like this. The value that you should be placing on this thing is not the ship itself, it's possibly what's inside it.
That is another thing.
Why not both?
That's what we're saying. Like, what they're saying, Biggie, is that we need to send people afterwards, after this is all done, tell people about this, the higher up, so that they may do what they can with it.
Yeah. If they can do anything about it.
If nothing... Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. You go ahead. I shouldn't have interrupted you.
It's fine. I'm just saying, like, just kind of trying to move this along. We're going to tell somebody about it.
No. It's important that you actually discuss what, like, the implications of this damn thing. It is sure, it's crash landed, it's broken probably in multiple places and stuff like that, but as a ship, it has completely lost its function. However, that doesn't mean that there's not something else of value.
Yeah, as a chapel, this thing is irreplaceable.
I even think the whole of the ship, even if they had to replace it with modern technology, I think it would massively bolster the forces of Battle Fleet Ascalon.
Even so, that would take more, like, more than 10 years to complete.
Oh, I think they would. I think that if you told a battle fleet about a battleship and a hive, they would be more than happy to excavate half of the hive to get it.
That's
Figgy, this is the Imperium of Man. Since when does sense and like actual efficiency matter?
well, when it's half 150 billion people is actually something that the Imperium like takes note of.
And just letting you know, Victor, they dug up a hive to retrieve a Warlord Titan's weapon, and they're the most common Titan.
Yeah, this is much more valuable than a Warlord Titan.
This probably has one in it.
Yeah, it might have 2 or 3.
It's just a hive. Like at the end of the day, it's just a hive.
Yeah, the dregs will rebuild that part of the hive if you give them time.
Okay. Back in character.
Back in character.
Polonia, you're telling me that thing is a battleship.
Not only is that thing a battleship, Rosalina, that's a battleship that can't be manufactured anymore.
You're certain of this?
From what I've been told from the naval officers I've talked to and the captains, yes, that is an invaluable piece of technology to any battle fleet.
Okay. We promised those men that we'd clear this place out and leave? Well, we will. And quietly, as quiet as possible, just on the microbeat, I'm going to say, we need to clear it out, and then we need to get in contact with the Inquisitor and/or the Mechanicus to come in and excavate this thing.
I'm going to whisper to Rosalina. Rosalina, that ship is almost 10 kilometers in length, and normally has a crew in the hundreds of thousands. There's only 6 of us.
Well,
We have to do what we can. This thing is... It's too valuable to pass up.
You're not wrong. I just worry about going on to that ship. We don't know what's on there. If this thing is as old as I think it is, then who knows what could be in there?
Is there the potential for... And I'm going to say this very, very quietly. Is there the potential for angels to be amongst that ship?
Not normally, but no. I would say that unless we have some actual reason to suspect it, that there probably are not.
Okay. Then if
it's not a vessel used by the angels.
Very well. Then it's enemies that we can handle. Harold, are you up for a challenge?
Yes.
Well, I believe Polonia said hundreds of thousands.
I believe the general crew of one of those would be somewhere around 300,000, but I could be wrong.
The more the merrier.
Needless to say, it's quite a bit larger than Aristide's vessel.
Indeed. And
How
you're
much-
currently
sorry.
seeing the top of it.
Okay.
Tarvok's just like it's quivering right now.
Tarvok, I need you to record every bit of data that you can possibly get your hands on.
Tarvok slams his omniscient axe into the ground and says, "Everything is a factor." This is beautiful.
Everything that he can get his hands on, he's got a lot of hands.
Exactly.
I'm also going to look at him dead in the eyes. There might be STCs aboard that vessel.
Oh boy, listen to him go. He's like a child wanting some granola.
Are you telling
But-
me you're not excited about this, Lyrician?
Oh, no, well, I grew up around ships my entire life, and seeing something as old as this, it's awe-inspiring. Definitely puts my family's battle cruiser to shame.
Wait, you said battleship. That means weapons. Armor.
Oh
The-
yes, Harold.
Apocalypse normally is armed with arrays of lances, but somehow I don't think the weapons would be operable on this one.
Not yet.
There must be armories aboard that thing. We can equip armies with that.
How long it's been down here, I'd suspect that the Underhive has already had their way with those armories.
That depends.
We will have to figure that out.
That being said, I would ask that nobody touch any cogitators or systems without letting me go over them first. I would not. This thing has been down here for a long time. However, Thalia, you know more about ships than I do, so I will also, if you would allow, come forward with your judgment on things.
That's fine. But I won't touch any cogitators. That is your realm.
Alright. We have a plan. We study the vessel. Get rid of the heretics aboard. Find out what they're doing down here with the Ogrins. Well, we did figure that out. Find his name is Thul, right?
His name is Tormus Fane.
Oh, Tormus. Find Tormus, execute him after interrogation, and then return to the upper hives and get in touch with any type of Mechanicus fleet that we can find in the nearby sector. We're going to need the rogue trader's help for that, but, Polonia, this must remain secret.
Of course. And Viggy, correct me if Polonia would not know this, but I think this would be common more for any spacer. I'll grab Rosalina and say, normally when a ship this old is found in space, it's infested with all sorts of warp-born monstrosities. We should be ready for a retreat at a moment's notice. If it's been down here its entire life, then we shouldn't have to deal with it, but I just have a gut feeling.
What did I miss? You said something about these things being found in space?
Yeah, I said that when they're found in space, they have all, or if you find a lost ship in space, it tends to have tons of frickin' like monsters and stuff on it. And I told you that if I wouldn't know that to correct me, but I think I would know that.
Yeah, it is pretty common to have to send purgation squads, and not those types, no, to clear out vessels that are found adrift in space. That is not an uncommon practice.
Lucian's just gonna kind of speak up at this point. May I make a suggestion in regards to, well, who should alert this? I feel personally it'd be better for me to see about sending a message to Mechanicus rather than going through an answer phone. I have a direct link to the Serenas, being that's my name, my family.
Are you doing this for personal glory?
No, not at all. I'm just saying it would expedite the process. Plus, there's no real way to know for sure if Aristide, and he says that with a bit of annoyance, that Aristide and Zafon will, well, go through the proper channels or even alert the Mechanicus themselves.
We are not actually going to tell him.
Okay. And then I shall, if you wish, I shall alert the Mechanicus myself, or we can have Tarvok do it.
Either will do.
So, are you going to descend down?
Yep.
So, as you are about to set off down the walls of the ravine, Keen stops you and says, "This is where I turn back."
I'm gonna nod my head to him. Very well. You did a good job.
Yeah. And, how long did that thing have to be frozen?
1 year.
You heard that bit?
He was on the comm beat.
Fair enough. I thought you left at that point, but I wasn't sure.
Doesn't mean my
Well-
cotton bead was off.
Yeah, in Tarvok, we're very specific about when we turn our things off. So yeah, and I take the thing and toss it to him.
He grabs it and says, "Sweet. I can ask for some money, maybe." And his idea of money appears to be somewhat skewed. And he turns back, gripping his price.
Indeed. And actually, I turned to Rosalina. You said we were going to interrogate Thomas Thane when we find him, yes?
Yes.
In that case, I might have something for you. And from my magical bag of wonders and joy, I pull out an excruciator kit and offer it to her.
This will come in handy.
I don't have the imagination that you do. Nor I find in these kind of interrogations a boring affair, but perhaps this kit would come in handy.
Very well. Alright.
So, and as you start to make your descent down, we will continue next week.
Oh,
Oh, I was having
Unfortunately-
fun.
I know, except the difference being is this next bit is going to, this is probably the best place to stop because the next bit is going to take a while.
Alright.
Alright.
Anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us for another episode of Queen's Court. This one, we found a big-ass spaceship. Dibs. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us for this. I want to thank all the players for playing along with this. And we'll see you next week. I'm Alexis the Ego Queen. I love you guys. Bye.